he's licensed, but NBA still be taking his vids down. I think Flight do, bro. I think he got a license. Can I get this off the screen? Good.
Boots, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
If somebody throws a oop, you can't just watch it sail out of bounds. You gotta go slam it.
So you gonna posterize me?
Yeah.
I have no choice. He threw the lob.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Let's see what they're talking about first.
It comes to their playoff chances right
Patriots,
now. The Ravens are in
Ravens.
trouble, and that trouble goes beyond just what their record is right now. They also lost tonight their starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson, due to an injury to his back. We have the video right here if you guys want to take a look. It seems as if he, ate a shot right here, a knee to the side. So the Ravens ended up losing. Is Lamar too injury prone as it stands right now?
Interesting.
Can I be honest?
Of course, you gonna say
I
yeah.
got no choice, right?
You got to be.
If I am,
I remember seeing your
a
reaction to
Ravens
NBA
fan,
games.
there comes a point where you start to be fed up with this from Lamar. And it's not because it's Lamar's fault.
I did the finals one time.
Lamar is
I think with the
an
Heat.
absolutely incredible human being. But Lamar gets injured, and when he is present, they don't have a Super Bowl or Super Bowl appearance to show for it. Joe Burrow gets injured, but he's been to a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes just got injured, doesn't get injured, but he's won several Super Bowls. Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl, nor has he won a Super Bowl, but he don't get injured. So it's also like Lamar, we're going to have to pick a struggle. If you get injured, bet. It happens. Everybody gets injured. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, amongst others. But
I mean, to be fair though, like there's a label on everybody. Like we can call Lamar injury prone, but like there's a label on Josh Allen not going to the Super Bowl. There's a label on Joe Burrow being injured and not going back to the Super Bowl. Like everybody has labels on them. So I mean, I can't really I mean, like I don't know. That just is what it is. Like if he gets called injury prone, it just I don't know. I guess. Is that a big thing? Y'all let me know.
For the team, for the organization.
It kind of is low-key, though, because if he wasn't injured earlier this year, their record would be better and they'd be in closer contention to be in the playoffs. But, like, I don't know. Like, are we taking the Ravens, even if the record was better, are we taking the Ravens serious this year, serious enough to win a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Has been Super Bowl. But Lamar, if you not going to get injured, bet. That's okay, but you can't get injured and not go to a Super Bowl when you're healthy. So to me, it's just there's a point where, like, as a Ravens fan, you have to start to get fed up because he's missed games because of his PCL. He's missed games because of a hamstring. He's missed games because of a back. He's missed games because of an ankle. He's missed games because of a knee. He missed some plays because he had to run to the restroom. He's missed games and practices because he got sick. There's just come a point where it's like, Lamar, what's up? You're not getting any younger. You're not getting any healthier. You're not getting any more flexible or any more mobile. What's up? And also, it's impacting his play. Running yards diminished severely this season. So to me, 2-5, like, it's time to be honest, bro. The injuries and him being injury prone is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if this is a conversation, though, like, what is the follow-up conversation to this? Like, what is the follow-up point to this? Is Lamar Jackson injury prone? I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah. But then what? They're not going to draft another quarterback. So it's like, what do we do here? Like, where do we go after this? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying,
Like,
but I think if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, you gotta have some type of hope. That's all you got.
Yep.
And the hope is
That's
that
it.
when number 8 is under center and he's on the field, you got a chance to always go to the playoffs. If you look at all the winning quarterbacks year,
I'll say this too. Tyler Huntley be keeping it competitive. Whenever Tyler Huntley plays, they don't. It's not like they really get blown out. Like it's still competitive. So what they got to do, keep Tyler on that team, pay the man, and pay him like an expensive backup. Try to find another replica that you can have at third string in case Tyler gets hurt too. And then they need to focus on building that team. Like Lamar injuries is not really something to focus on. You know, I mean, you can only control what you can control. You need to control his health, taking care of his body better. But you know, front office wise, coaching wise, they gotta do better building that team because it's not like the backup quarterback is not keeping you in the game. You know, I don't think Huntley threw a pick or fumble. You know what I mean? So
In the year out, you're gonna talk about Mahomes, Josh Allen. You know who's next? Lamar Jackson. So yes, I think it's the good and the bad, the gift and the curse.
explain to me how Henry doesn't play in crunch time and he had 125 rushing yards, bruh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get playing Rasheen Ali over Keaton Mitchell personally. Like I want the more explosive guy in, you know? I want the guy who run a 4.2, 4.3 in, you know? I'm not getting it.
As great as he is, as talented he is, the way he plays, the way he gravitates to your heart,
Yeah.
you love to see him on the field, but he will.
He's not a good receiving
That's how he
back.
plays.
I mean, I feel like this. What do you really need him to do? You know, is he not as agile? Like is he dropping the ball? You know, like it's a screen. You run into the flat. You're just doing a little curl out the backfield. Like the routes for the running backs that they run are very simple. Like what they run for Rasheen Ali, it wasn't nothing complex. So it's like I don't know how I feel about that. He had 9 carries for 13 yards. Well, that's not great. But in terms of, you know, the receiving back, I'd rather have the faster back on the field. And wasn't doing anything worth playing over Henry, yet getting more touches in crunch times. Derek got spam screens, while in Tennessee, I would say otherwise. Well, Ali experiment got to go. He rides him because he's a good blocking back. That's it. He said Harbaugh, you need to go. They saying Zeta Jameis Winston of wide receivers. What the heck? I don't know. I'm still over. I'm still taking Keith Mitchell over Rasheen Ali. And again, like I could like with the whole spamming Henry. I mean, it's plenty of backs that are not good route runners. That again, they get screens and they get receptions out the backfield. There's plenty of backs in the NFL. So it's I don't know. I just if they know it's gonna be a pass, like if it's for sure, like it's obvious, like y'all are down a certain amount of points, you know it's gonna be a pass. There's no need to keep Buddy in, like if he's gonna flare out on a route, you know. If you need him to block, then that's different. But I don't know. To each his own. That drive, they fumbled it to potentially win the game. Derrick Henry on the bench. I got to see that play again. If only I could pull it up on Twitter, let me drop the link.
He plays a difficult type of game.
Yeah.
You know, I play with a guy like
Because I got to see what Rasheen Ali's role was on that play.
Mike Vick. And I love Mike. God, Mike was so good. And when Mike was on his game, we was blowing things out.
Facts.
But the way Mike played, Mike got hurt.
Facts.
And he missed some games.
Yeah.
And he going to cause some turnovers because he plays a physical type of game.
Yeah.
So it's hard because you want him to play that because he's so electrifying, and we win because of that.
True.
But then we may lose because he's going to miss some games.
Here's the problem, right? The comparisons to Lamar Jackson, of which I believe Lamar Jackson is better than every player I'm about to name. Mike Vick, his team had their peak success in his third year. He went to an NFC championship game. Cam Newton, I believe his team had his peak success in his fifth year. He led that team to the Super Bowl. After that, there was not a lot of success. There was a lot of injuries for Mike Vick, for Cam Newton. They peaked early. I would suggest that maybe not from an individual level, but from a collective level, we may have seen the peak of the Baltimore Ravens.
But I can respect that to an extent, but I'm not going to completely agree with that because the Ravens draft decently. Like the Ravens acquire solid free agents. It's not like they know how to stay above water. They know how to stay above 500. I don't know if I could essentially say that. Let me see. They Flowers fumble, Patriots recover. Yeah, Rasheed just came straight out the backfield. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I mean, you can keep Derrick Henry in on this play, but I mean, does it make much of a difference? I rather take Keaton. Boom, hit him on a little. What it would out and up? I don't know. I can't think of the name of the route.
The reason I'm saying that is
Put
we
some
saw
pressure
the
on him
Ravens
with
have
some
the number one
speed.
defense in all of football. They won one playoff game that year.
You would rather a screen to Henry on 2nd and 15? I mean, that's not terrible. There's a chance that they blow that up, but I mean, that's not terrible.
We've seen the Ravens have top 5 defense 2 other years in Lamar Jackson's tenures. They've won 1 playoff games in those years. Now Lamar Jackson's struggling because he can't use his legs as much, and they have a losing record, I believe, for the first time after 15 weeks.
I think Lamar does use his legs. I just think that I think their issue is protection. Like when he's back there in the pocket, he's running around like trying to stay alive.
And God knows how long. It's 7 and 8. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers are mustering together wins with a quarterback who's duct taped together. So when I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens and the legitimacy of their future, coupled with their present, it's just not very promising. Shout out to Lamar because he has won a bunch of individual awards. The problem is Ravens flock and Ravens fandom, they can't collectively celebrate those individual awards. Those individual MVPs live at Lamar's house.
Yeah.
Super Bowl trophies, they live at the practice facility. They live at the stadium. That's the difference right now.
I hate to bring this up, but I think let's go back to Lamar Jackson's contract dispute with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Let's go back to when.
Interesting. I wonder where he's going with that. My bad, Sam. I didn't even see this. They Flowers. This same play. Okay.
Whenever they wanted to sign him for a little bit cheaper, they ended up working it out. And there was concern about, oh, do I want to sign Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal because of the type of quarterback that he is? This was the concern. This season, whenever he was healthy, he didn't really play that well either. And now you have your third season out of your 8 years that you've been in the NFL where you're missing significant time due to injury. And it's the worst season that you've had on the field.
Yep.
Yeah, this is why I think the Ravens were hesitant to pay him like a franchise quarterback, like any other one, any other team would. This is the reason why I don't think other teams are going out there trying to get Lamar Jackson.
I don't know about that. I think there's plenty of teams that would have paid top dollar for Lamar Jackson. Maybe I'm lost. I don't know. Y'all let me know.
It's tough right now because he is one of the most talented players that we've ever seen step on an NFL football field.
Yeah.
But the injuries, this can't continue to happen. And now it's making me wonder, guys, 8 seasons deep. He's not that young in his career now. Now he's in vet status. Do you think Lamar Jackson's best days are behind him?
Based off analytics, yes. Based on data, yes.
He just had a MVP caliber season last year, throwing for 4,100 yards, 41 touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, it was 4,100. It was 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, single-digit interceptions, and ran for 900 yards last year. Like, what are we talking about?
Yes, based on anything we can see on tape, yes. Now, if you just want to speak from the Lamar fandom, if you want to speak optimistically, and if you want to speak as a friend,
I think it is very fair to say that O-line is terrible this year. Pass blocking, terrible. I think it's fair to say that Lamar has been injury prone this year. But to say that his best days are behind him after it was just less than 24 months ago is crazy. Appreciate the sub, Santa. Appreciate that, man. I feel like Christmas. Thank you.
I can say no. But if you want to say, okay, who has Lamar Jackson reminded you of? Mike Vick, Cam Newton, playing style Robert Griffin. All of their best days were in years 5 and prior. So from a previous who does he remind you of perspective, best days behind you. From the Baltimore Ravens put the best organization around him as possible behind him. Mike McDonald is
it's crazy because Lamar is a 2-time MVP, and his best season that he had was after those 2 MVPs. So we can't say that.
Is now proven to be a phenomenal football coach. He was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens when they were 14-2 or 14-3, and they were the 1 seed. He's currently the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. He's gone. When you think about that team, they had Patrick Queen, plus Roquan Smith, plus Kyle Hamilton, plus a younger Marlon Humphrey. You feel me? The Ravens' nucleus of that roster's best days was behind him. So if you're really looking at the data, and if you're removing your personal opinion and removing any bias, you would have to say Lamar's best days are more than likely behind him.
I disagree. I'm not being biased. I'm not being a friend. I don't believe that.
Based on what?
Because how good he is, how talented he is. Right? He's so talented that
We looking at the data of comparing him to other quarterbacks. But these other quarterbacks that they're comparing him to don't have 2 MVPs, and their best seasons statistically don't equate to his best season statistically. They're just different players. I can't agree with that. That's crazy. Zay can't be wide receiver 1, to be honest. Man, they need to go ahead and target D-Hop like he wide receiver 1 at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
he can go out there and get another MVP because he's that good. As simple as that. The brother threw the ball better in his later years. Mm-hmm. Did he not? Mm-hmm. Last year, was it last year or the year before that?
Last year he went crazy.
Last year he threw the
41
ball.
touchdowns.
Yeah. You didn't see that coming, did you?
No.
All right. So when you talk about the later years and earlier years, I don't care about none of that. I think the guys you named are really great quarterbacks. They not him. They are not him. And I think Lamar can be better. I think he'd be better in the postseason. And I think he's so talented that, I can see him turn that corner. I just don't ever want to put like an expiration date on it because how can you?
That's 100 in the playoffs.
To say that in his seventh year that he's going to throw.
Any advice for me? Pray, man. Just pray. Lamar in the offense was playing great until he went out. Still playing good without him. The defense, though. Yeah, the defense, man. Huntley was low-key connecting with D-Hop. Yeah. I mean, it's like this here. If I got this guy over here who is going to, and really you can kind of play it on multiple ways, but with D-Hop, he's going to bring down some contested catches. So if I know he's going to beat this guy one-on-one, then I want to bracket him or double him. Zay, he might beat you with speed or shiftiness, but I think that's a stronger thing to want to pull the defense in. But I think it still come down to their play calling because at the end of the day, you gotta make the defense respect at least one of your receivers to want to double or bracket them, and I don't think they're doing that. The defense will willingly line up and go 1v1 versus D-Hop. They'll do the same thing versus Marlon. That's it versus Marlon versus Zay. So it's like you got to kind of make them respect your receivers. Likely hasn't had a catch in 2 games. Wow. What the heck? Likely gone. Yeah, he's gone. Mark got re-signed and he didn't. Unless they gonna franchise tag him, which would be dumb. Because then why did y'all re-sign Mark? I gotta see the numbers on what they re-sign Mark for. If you re-sign Mark to a cheap deal, you franchise Likely, which the franchise is gonna force you to pay him a pretty fair amount, at least for 1 year. I don't know. We'll see.
The best he's ever thrown.
We're going into 9. Oh, you saying 7 last year? I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
To say that,
Dexter had .02. Oh my gosh.
I think Lamar Jackson is that good and that talented and that different and rare. Because as great as Mike Vick was and as great as Cam Newton was, I'm not going to say RG3. I won't even. They not Lamar Jackson.
I agree.
And
you played on squad, Santa.
It's a nice gap too.
The difference is an apple might not fall at the base of the tree, but it ain't going to fall far from it. And at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson might not fall exactly where Cam Newton falls, but he probably not going to fall too far from it. with all due respect to Lamar being better than Cam Newton, Cam got to that Super Bowl in year 5.
But look how. But see, this is the argument I have with you, though, right? Yes, Cam did do that.
Yep.
But if you look at their peaks of when they was really good, it's super small.
Yep.
Mike's is super small. Yo, Lamar is still going. Like right now today, a bad year is all injured.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, if I say, yo, you know what, Lamar probably have a top 5 year, what would you say?
Okay.
Them dudes, you can't say that.
I ain't gonna blame Dart too much as I'm gonna say they play calling is not great, and that O line was buns today. So he got to run. Ain't nothing open, and he got to, you know what I'm saying, and he finna get sacked.
With
Yeah.
But
top 5 year, what would you say?
Okay.
Next year, if I say, yo, you know what, Lamar probably have a top 5 year, what would you say?
Okay.
Them dudes, you can't say that with.
Yeah.
They had like 1 year
But let me
or
ask you
2
this.
years. They were
What-
that.
now what-
Lamar every single year can be a top 5
But
quarterback.
what if I were
That's
to
the
say,
difference.
What if I were to say this? Next year Lamar gets hurt again. What would you say?
That's possible too.
Like that's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
roll that, but I'm gonna roll that dice though.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, the gift and the curse. When a guy is that good and God has blessed him that much.
But you could say the same thing with Joe Burrow. Will Joe Burrow have an MVP caliber season next year? Oh, very possible. Will Joe Burrow get hurt next year? Very possible. Anybody could get hurt though. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Like I don't know the depth of, I can't really see depth in this topic personally. But
That much
it's okay.
talent, you got to roll with that.
True,
and
but
the
he-
Ravens will do that.
but he-
So the difference is with the Cam and the Vicks and those other guys you want to name,
Yeah.
their time on top was short.
Yeah.
Like Leprechauns, that's Biggie Smalls. But it was short time. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When
Billy.
Lamar, he had his
But
window was still
let me
open.
give you this though, 2-5. You know better than I. The best time to win a Super Bowl is when a quarterback takes a pay
Shit
cut,
on top
like
of
Tom Brady did when
Leprechauns.
Shady won his Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes, etc., or on a rookie deal. Even if Lamar Jackson is MVP level good, who's to say the team still will be? And that's the other thing we have to
Everything.
I think, and like I just said earlier, I think the Ravens have a good team. I think they can add more to it, but that's not a trash team at all. That's not the Jets. That's not the Titans. It's not the Raiders. It's not, it's not like that. That team is better than half the teams in the league, roughly. You know what I mean? As constructed. Well, it's somewhat about middle of the pack. I mean, y'all know what I mean. But like that's a pretty good constructed team. They're missing some pieces. That's it. As far as taking them to the next step. And coaching could be a lot better. Coaching could be a lot better. But I don't know about the team. Do I think there's any possibility on Burrow moving from Cincy? If he does, it'll be within like 2-3 years. Maybe not. But is there a possibility? Yeah, but I don't see that happening like soon.
Like
Everything
we
you
have
know
to
about the
address that.
Ravens, they always have a solid roster. Everything you know about the Ravens.
solid, but they
Yeah.
have not had an elite one, and the coaching has been questionable. Like that's my other thing. Going back to Cam, and I'll be done talking about Cam Newton because we're talking about.
I'm gonna be for real. No, not too many people have an elite roster in the NFL. The Rams have an elite offense. Texans have an elite defense. It's only you can argue maybe the Seahawks offense is borderline elite. You can argue their defense is borderline elite. You can argue the Broncos have an elite defense. But like in terms of like the whole team being elite, nobody has that. And it's only there's less than 5 elite defenses and there's less than 5 elite offenses in the NFL right now. So I mean, that's not something that you get typically,
Lamar Jackson. Cam Newton made sure he said, okay, I got Luke Kuechly, I got Thomas Davis, I got Josh Norman, I'm going to go now.
Yeah.
Because Kuechly didn't end up playing that long. Thomas Davis' peak was only like, and so there comes a point in time where it's like, Roquan Smith is only going to be elite for so much longer for those that still feel he's elite. Several Ravens fans think he's past his
What's up,
prime.
Phil? How you doing? How you
Patrick
doing?
Queen gone.
Can't
Thank
complain,
God.
man.
I think Kyle Hamilton probably still has 5 more great years ahead of him. Marlon Humphrey only has so many more really good years if y'all still think he's really good.
That's a cheating take you just did, though.
How so? How so? How
Come
so?
on, man. Like, you had like Cam had them guys for 1 year or 2 years.
Eagles is fair. Eagles is probably arguably the best constructed team on paper in the NFL. Yeah. That's very fair.
He had him for about 5.
No, Eagles aren't elite on offense or defense, but they're good. on paper. But no, yeah, obviously, like production wise, no, they're not elite on either side right now. But I guess you could say like in terms of like being constructed, but performance wise, again, like I said, this like performance wise, there are only. We good. All right. Thank you. That was random. I hate when that happens.
Oh, you ran on top and short like leprechaun. It was short. Lamar's still going.
Yeah.
And you want to say 8 years and whatever you want to say. Just know this: 8 years, 9 years. We still gonna think he's a top tier guy. But that's how good he is.
Go ahead.
I think I'm not going to believe that the concerns with Lamar are on field.
Rams up and down. They had 2 turnovers on Darnold and still managed to lose that game. I genuinely think I think they took their foot off the gas offensively. I mean, it is what it is. It's their fault. But I think had they chose differently, chose a different approach, I think they were very capable of closing out that game. I don't think they're incapable. I think I think that they thought the game was over with. So, but that again, that's their fault. So maybe I'm biased, but their defense is very mid. I'm not arguing. I didn't argue for the Rams defense to be elite at all. That's not elite defense. That's a good defense. It's not elite though. I said this yesterday. The Rams are very well coached. Personnel wise, that's not an elite defense. I literally said this yesterday. I just think I think they have a good defensive coach.
You can have a rough season. This is probably his worst season on field.
Come on now.
The concerns for Lamar Jackson for me is the injuries. If he can't stay healthy, and this is the thing though, guys like
Their
Lamar
offense
that we've
is elite,
seen in the NFL, to Acho's point, they start falling apart because their bodies can't maintain what it takes to play at a high level. Now, on the field, last year, what we saw from him as a passer in the pocket, I think that was amazing. I think that's the Lamar that a lot of people were looking to go to. But also, Acho, we got to have this conversation about the Ravens because Lamar's not the problem with the Ravens this year. As a matter of fact, I don't even think it's close to him being the problem this year. Of course, him missing games is a huge factor, but he has players on his team that sell. When the moment matters most, they stink it up. As a matter of fact, no, I'm not.
Do I agree with what?
Him missing games is a huge factor, but he has players on his team that sell.
Fair to say. Fair to say. O-line, specific players on defense, specific players on offense. That's fair to say. The last thing you said, Bull Rush Merchant verse. I think Jared Verse. I mean, Bull Rush for not. I think he's still a good. Yeah, he is. That's a good defensive end.
The moment matters most.
Before that, you should have just retyped it. You typed 3 messages since then. Is it fair to say the Rams have the best wide receiver duo in the NFL? That's fair. I mean, you could argue that, or them, CD and GP. You could pick your poison. First got locked up by your backup OT. That's tough.
They stink it up. As a matter of fact, no, I'm not gonna mince words.
I had Texans, but what the Raiders did to the Texans defense was crazy. I mean, the Raiders they didn't like realistically. They didn't dice up the Texans defense. 60-yard touchdown for Ashton Genty on a linebacker who's not a coverage linebacker. And then Ashton Genty breaks off a long run. Like, it's not like how the Broncos got diced up by the Jags today on multiple drives. Like, they were dicing them up. If the Raiders were dicing up the Texans, I'm looking at them a little sideways. Yes, that's not acceptable. Yes, they lose respect points for that. But it's not, for me, it's just like, all right. You give up a long run to Ashton Genty. You give up a long touchdown to Ashton Genty. Y'all didn't get broke. Y'all didn't get broken down. You know. Henry a run stopper. Yeah, I mean that was pretty dumb in the first place. Again, Ashton Jeanty probably a 4.4 running back. I mean and you got him out there in single coverage on a more of a like he got decent athleticism, the linebacker, but I don't look at him as a coverage linebacker like that. Hey man, watch y'all. Aziz been nice. I assume Christian Harris still hurt. Harris played last week if I'm not mistaken, but maybe he was. I don't know. That Stingley pick six was nice. Yeah, Stingley nice. I don't know what situation is with Harris. I think he played last week, or was that 2 weeks ago?
Zay Flowers has shit his pants in big moments multiple times. Multiple times, bruh. Whether it was a fumble at the goal line in the playoffs against the Chiefs, whether it's a drop in key moments. Now tonight, another fumble. And look, I understand it's football. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's always the worst, most inopportune time that these things are happening. Derrick Henry fumbling the ball like we've never seen him do before.
That's facts.
Mark Andrews dropping passes. The play right before the halftime. It would have been crazy.
Hold on, you cooking.
And then let's not even start. John Harbaugh is not the answer anymore for the Baltimore Ravens. They have to. He needs new faces around him. Yes, I still believe in Lamar, but it's time for a rebuild around him.
That's
So
some real talk.
Trey,
That's
he
some real talk.
was cooking.
He made some great points, but ending it with it's time for a rebuild. No, I disagree with that. The best thing that you could do, rebuild wise, I say is coordinators. I would change the offensive and defensive coordinators. But I mean, there's talent there. They need to figure out how to utilize the talent better. Fumbling is fumbling, you know. That doesn't take away your incapability of running the ball, catching the ball, or running routes or breaking tackles. You know what I mean? That's fumbling. That needs to be I mean, yeah, it could be like that could be coached upon, but like it's not like you're sorry, you know. It's not like you like we're not gonna act like Derrick Henry is a trash running back, you know. Players made bad plays, and you know, they just got to clean that stuff up. And again, they need to add more to that team. Like there's certain spots that I think they could improve in, but they need to fix the O-line. Definitely need to fix the O-line. Fill in the blank. I can't read that. Can't say nothing about Derrick Henry. He fumbled, but got 128 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, fumble's a fumble. Still bad, but he definitely carried that offense for the most part.
But he forgot some ingredients.
Cooking bear.
He forgot some ingredients.
forgot
Like
some
he like
ingredients.
flipped
Cooking
them
bear
over
was
and like they
cooking?
fell on the
The
floor.
Ravens
Like he
eliminated?
spilled the milk.
Nah, he just
Oh, I'm
forgot
sorry.
some.
Marlon Humphrey
I don't
podcasting
think
while
so.
we also losing games.
Because everything.
He podcasted? I know he was at one point. I didn't know he still is. Like I remember seeing that like last year, not this year. I don't have a problem with players podcasting though, at all. Each his own on that.
Everything Care Bear's saying is true.
Okay.
Add some Lamar to that.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
against the Chiefs,
That's Lamar
Charles
Jackson.
Omenihu sack, forced fumble. Oh, dang. And now you're down 17-3 or 14-7.
That's
like
fair.
you got to sprinkle some
Sprinkle
Lamar
a
to
little
that
bit of just
because the
a-
problem is since Lamar has come back from his injury, the offense has been putrid, anemic, disgusting, no show, awful. So everything you're saying is right. Zay Flowers in that playoff game against the Chiefs as well. Fumble, can't happen. Mark Andrews in the playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. Lamar leads you back, can't happen. Lamar also had 2 turnovers in the first half, can't happen. Lamar Jackson over the last 4 or 5 games, offensively, he hasn't been dynamic. He hasn't been explosive. They haven't been dynamic. They haven't been explosive. Marlon.
We just watched the clip of the Chiefs earlier. Play calling so repetitive. Play calling is not great. Play calling is predictable. Now they got Patrick Mahomes back there. They got all this talent at receiver, but they're not producing to the level that we've once seen the Chiefs produce when they used to score 50 points in a game. You know, when they used to score 40, 40 points was regular to them. When they typically would take deep shots on the regular. I think it's the same thing we can apply to Lamar and the Ravens. I don't think this play calling is great. That's just my thing. And not only that, I think the offensive line, I mean, which everybody can agree with, which y'all have already said. I think the offensive line not great. I'm not gonna put majority of the issues that the Ravens are having on Lamar. It's a lot. There's a lot of issues throughout that team in terms of performance. But the bulk of the issues is not a Lamar Jackson problem. I think Derrick Henry has fumbled 4 times all season, or maybe 5. What's up, dude? Yes, sir.
Humphrey, you podcasting while getting beat. It's everybody and it's everything.
That's true.
The difference is Lamar Jackson is the $200 million player. Zay Flowers is still on a rookie deal. Though a first-round pick, still on a rookie deal.
That's true.
Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay.
The difference is Lamar Jackson is that $200 million man. So everything you said was right, and I will not dare disagree with
you. He can't
you.
win or lose with you guys,
I
man.
won't dare disagree with you.
It's a lose-lose. Last year, the dude almost won MVP last year.
Yep.
And that's the conversation we having because he had a bad year because he's all.
That's what I'm saying. This point don't really have depth to it because it's like we could talk about Lamar having his best days behind him. We could talk about Lamar being injury prone. But it's like, if that's a real topic, the next topic would be, are the Ravens moving on from Lamar? And they're not doing that. So it's like, this don't really have too much depth. And at the end of the day, like I said, I think Lamar is definitely again, he's coming off an MVP caliber season last year. First team all pro quarterback. I mean, he's injured this year. It is what it is. The team is not great this year. They're not performing great this year.
Hurt.
You got to show up when it matters.
Does Zay get traded? Nah. If they just pay Mark Andrews, they're gonna pay Zay Flowers.
Most though, and to that point, I will say he has been. I'm sorry, he's been James Harden. He looks amazing in the regular season. He has all the talent in the world. But then whenever it comes to crunch time in the playoffs, he has not shown up.
Make him rust. Because at least Lamar tries.
I watched James not even try. Not try.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
football, you can't really have a lack of effort like that.
I'm gonna make him Russell Westbrook though, because here's my thought process: is Lamar's style of play conducive to winning a chip? Like the thing that pains me the most, and I remember when Bill Polian said that Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver. I watched Lamar Jackson in college because I was a college analyst before ever.
Who said that?
Bill Polian.
See what I'm saying?
I remember when he said that, and I sprinted to Lamar Jackson's defense. Yeah. But here's the thing. Lamar Jackson is currently proving so many of the Lamar Jackson skeptics correct. And the reason being is so many people have suggested, can you win a Super Bowl with this style of play? Or will injuries mount up before a championship mounts up? You can have incredible individual statistics. We've seen that. Cam Newton won a regular season MVP. We've seen that. Mike Vick is a cultural icon. We've seen that. Individually, you can dominate with this style of play. But we haven't necessarily seen this style of play be conducive to championship or championships. And that's just an objective fact. Now, to Shady's point, maybe Lamar Jackson will crescendo in year 10. Maybe his team will have the most success they've ever had in year 10. We've never seen it because statistically speaking, a quarterback who doesn't win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him in the first 9 years, he doesn't win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him. So Ravens fans, maybe y'all are just going to be the guinea pig and Lamar Jackson's going to go pull a Matthew Stafford and win a couple more Super Bowls elsewhere. But the fact of the matter remains, we just haven't seen a quarterback that plays like this be conducive to team success, and he's proving skeptics right. Individually, Lamar Jackson, you're a Hall of Famer.
Again, I disagree with this off the not even due to his MVPs, not even because of his MVP seasons. The season that he had last year, that is a very conducive season to winning. 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, single-digit interceptions, and 900 rushing yards. That is beyond conducive. That is borderline carrying. We've never seen that before.
Hall of Famer.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
How can you say that though? Like Joe Burrow, is he winning Super Bowls? Is he winning championships? Is Josh Allen winning? Are they winning anything? Like we just gonna single Lamar out?
Lamar's better than them.
Their level of play rises in the playoffs.
Yeah. Do they got championships? I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Is Lamar better than them?
Do they got chips? They all the same. They all the same boat.
Joe Burrow doesn't have an all-pro, Shady. He doesn't have an all-pro.
Joe Burrow just threw for 48.
I'm with Shady, bro. You can pick your poison with Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. They in the same boat. I ain't gonna lie. Only one you can say who is the clear better for real, is Mahomes because he got 3 chips. You can say Joe Burrow's the best passer. You could say Josh Allen's the most clutch. You could say Lamar is the most versatile. You can say whatever you want, but I feel like they all are around the same in terms of being elite. So it's like
4,900 yards last year, something like that.
Lamar got 2 MVPs.
His second year he threw
and a
46.
unanimous Shady.
Yo, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they all are in that crop of really, really good. Pats up here, they all in that group. Okay, can we agree with that? My thing is, you singing this dude out, yo, it's a lot of great quarterbacks that don't win. That's a simple
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
It is.
Hold on.
Yes, it
Because
is.
winning is what makes great quarterbacks great. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time because he won the most, not because he's 6'5" and was with Giselle for a
Tom
little
also
bit.
got a lot of stats too, though, dog.
Sure,
Got a lot
but
of
what made
stats.
him the greatest is because he won the most.
Because he won.
You know
Yeah.
that way better than me. Because I be
gotta show
arguing
up
with
in
you
the
that
big
Aaron.
games.
Hold on, Care Bear, real quick. I be arguing with Shady that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented, and Shady like the dude that only been to.
I was about to use that same thing. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. And he only got 1 chip compared to Brady's 7. So, I mean, you know, you can take that with a grain of salt.
One Super Bowl,
Bro,
Like you are the greatest because you win.
But I'm saying because you just said that, oh, well, the way he plays the game, that's why he can't win a Super Bowl. And that's bullcrap. It's a lot of dudes that don't play like that don't win. Phillip Rivers is a great Hall of Famer. He ain't play like that.
But there
I
are-
could keep going on different dudes.
But there are people that play like Phillip that have won. Nobody plays the game like Lamar Jackson and has won it.
But Lamar's the outlier because nobody has ever done what Lamar did last year. And nobody who plays like Lamar has won 2 MVPs. So, I mean, it's really to be determined. Like, you can say that with their careers because their careers are wrapped up. But, like, to project negativity on him is like, it's not even realistic, you know? It's just a hypothetical at this moment.
I'm just going to the players. I'm not going to guys like you or like him. I don't care about that.
But that's all that matters,
Because like,
Shady.
well, where's Russ then? Russ is a scrambler too, right? Does he count?
Russ threw for 40 touchdown passes and didn't run all that much like that.
Was Russ when he won a championship? Was he a scrambler or was he a passer when he won a championship?
Russ would extend to pass, but Russ is not Lamar Jackson running.
The way they play the game,
They did not play the game similarly.
Lamar plays the game a little bit more wild and more flashier. They both run.
They run, but it's different.
So I'm gonna ask you is, when Russ won his chip, he was looked at more as a scrambler than this a guy that's out here just dotting you up. Especially back then, they played great defense and they did RPOs all game. Did they not?
I'm not going to compare. Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson don't play the same solid ball.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is Russie more? Is he more like a Tom or is he more like a Lamar? He's a runner. What we talking about? If you ask anybody that played against Russ back then, you played against Russ back then.
Yes, Shady.
Okay,
Russ would throw for
was he more-
4,500 yards
was he
and
more-
rush for 500.
I'm asking you though, was he more as a scrambler? I'm gonna run around and then throw the ball.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
Okay,
That-
so Lamar does that too. He run around and throw the same thing.
Shay, you know as
You're
well
not,
as
you're not about to act like, because what you're saying, this is what you're saying. You're saying that since Lamar's a scrambler, he's not a pack.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what you, I mean,
If I
you
really-
named Cam Newton, you
if
named Michael Vick, and you named Lamar Jackson.
Here's the real of it all, and I don't want to nerd out, but the real of it all, Care Bear, you might find this fascinating. I'm glad y'all
Don't
watching
nerd
the
out, because you're going to lose me.
I'm going to keep it as G as I can keep it.
Okay, thank you.
Lamar Jackson's passing to rushing ratio is smaller than that of any Super Bowl quarterback we've ever seen. Meaning, Lamar Jackson passes for 3,000 yards and he rushes for 1,000 yards. That's a 3-to-1 ratio. We've never seen a quarterback win a Super Bowl like that. When Russ won his Super Bowl, I believe he.
And that's 100% fair. But he just proved that he is more than that last year, throwing for 4K.
Was passing for like 3,300 yards and rushing for 400 yards. That's closer to an 8-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, the goalpost of the topic has switched completely. He's saying now that mobile quarterbacks like Lamar are that style is not conducive to winning a Super Bowl.
So what I'm suggesting, Shady, is we've never seen a quarterback run to pass ratio as low as Lamar's is win a Super Bowl. We've just never seen it. Hopefully we do, and I hope Lamar can. We've just never seen it.
I just want to talk ball. I don't want to talk these numbers and all this other stuff. These scientific.
Well, ball will tell you too.
What
It's
I'm
not
saying,
happening.
when I watched Russ back then, this is why the defense hates on Russ back then.
Yep.
Because you're giving this guy all this credit. And people talking like you about Russ, and for real, we played great defense, generational defense, and we ran the ball, and he made special plays here and there, running around. Right.
Yep.
Same thing Lamar does. This is Lamar's way better at it. All I'm saying is you can win a championship in different ways. Russ was more like a scrambler, black quarterback.
Care Bear, pull it up.
Than most. Would you want to show me some numbers? I don't want to see numbers.
Then Shady doesn't look at the ball. Like,
Bro,
if you don't want to look at the numbers,
I want to see his play. I'm talking about his play.
Let's see numbers. You can still make an argument even looking at the numbers. Like there's Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Russ. If Russ can win a Super Bowl, then Lamar can too. His statement is that Russ is more of a passer. But no, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Why not? We're gonna go off of Lamar Jackson stats from last year. Lamar Jackson. What year did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? That's la 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 2013, 2014, 2014, 2014. Come on now. Come on now. Oh man. Hold on. Lamar, 4,100 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and 4 picks. In 2014, 3,400 pass yards, 20 touchdowns, and 7 picks. And he won a Super Bowl. Come on now. Interesting. And even if that wasn't 2014, that was 2013, 3,300 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks. Still same thing, stands. Crazy.
Play.
Here's the thing. If Russ ran for 400 yards and Lamar ran for 1,100 yards, then you have to care about those numbers. Like, if you don't want to talk about numbers for the sake of this argument, but what I'm trying to tell you is...
But even pass numbers all are different too, though. His pass numbers ain't sitting there throwing the ball looking like A-Rod or Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers or Drew Brees, right?
So then if you can...
Right?
Closer to, but no. I mean, Katie, remember, Russ did...
Again, bro, he had a very 4,000 yards, 41 passing touchdowns, and 5 picks, however much that was. That's an elite passing season. Like, you can't say he plays a style that's incapable of winning a Super Bowl when the last player we seen do have that stat line is Aaron Rodgers, and he's won a Super Bowl, you know.
Passed for 40 touchdowns in a season.
When Russ played for the Seahawks, before the whole Cook stuff, when they were winning championships and compete for championships,
He
when they had the Legion of Doom, boom, right?
32, 35.
Right.
All
RPO work, safe throws. He's gonna run around and break tackles and all
Russ can sit in
that.
that pocket too now. Don't get it twisted.
Not rarely. That's not Lamar do too sometimes. They the same, dude.
They're not the same.
Man, you're not.
Back
then, you're not gonna tell me how Russell's a great passer.
If they were the same, Lamar wouldn't be winning MVPs. Lamar wins MVPs because he rushes for 1,200 yards and passes for 3,000 yards.
Because a 8-yard scramble for Russ is a 25, 30-yard for Lamar. This is different. I mean, God bless him, way different. This is different. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me a D coordinator, he's game planning for Russ more like a scrambling black quarterback that you talking about.
I don't agree at all. I don't agree at all.
That's very factual, bro. You're definitely game planning for Russ to move around in the pocket just as much as you're game planning for Lamar to move around in the pocket. You just know that once Lamar gets out the pocket, it's a much bigger threat than it is for Russ. Shady won this one. I ain't gonna lie.
So they game plan for Russ like a pocket passer back then when the Legion of Boom and all that.
If you're playing Lamar Jackson, you were 1,000% leaving a linebacker into spy. If you were playing Russell
Wilson in 2013, 2014, why would you not have a spy? You know he can move. The odds of you having a spy is a little lower because, again, the threat of Lamar is way more dangerous than the threat of Russell Wilson. But you for sure watching Russ, making sure he don't get out that pocket and get busy.
Wilson, you are not 1,000% leaving a back.
Back then, that was his game. I'm gonna scream around. He wasn't just reading stuff.
Then why hasn't Lamar Jackson won a Super Bowl then? Because Russ has. They both had elite defenses. So Lamar Jackson.
Nah, I disagree. Lamar has never had a Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom was crazy.
Thank you. Let's get that straight. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get that straight.
When you had the Baltimore Ravens 2 years ago, #1 seed, then why hasn't Lamar Jackson in 8 years? Forget winning it. Why hasn't he gone? Because at least Russ. Why hasn't he gone? Burrow's gone.
Yeah.
Mahomes is gone.
Josh Allen has been
gone.
If we making if the conversation is why hasn't Lamar gone to the Super Bowl over Russ, that was a generational defense. Plain and simple. That's it. If you give any quarterback he had an elite defense in 2023, let's look at this. It was elite. Ravens. Even if let's say he did have an elite defense in 2023. If you give any of the quarterbacks in today's NFL right now the Legion of Boom, they're going to the Super Bowl. If you give obviously the top quarterbacks, if you give Lamar the Legion of Boom right now, Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. If you give Mahomes the Legion of Boom right now, they're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to drag them to the Super Bowl. If you give Josh Allen the Legion of Boom, they're going to the Super Bowl right now. Like, I'm not gonna look that up. I think there are elite defenses, but there are defenses who are borderline generational. That's not the point. You said your QB didn't get. I'm talking about me. 2023 Ravens was definitely elite, but could we compare them to the Legion of Boom? You know what I mean? No one has really had a Legion of Boom type defense. Yeah, I think again, you give almost anybody that defense. They if you give almost any good quarterback that defense, they going to a chip.
A couple of plays away. Like, it just, to me, the frustration with Lamar Jackson, and honestly too with you, Shady, is like he underperforms based off of what we saw from him during the regular season. The same way a Dak underperforms based off of what we've seen from them in the regular season. I'm not saying he's Dak Prescott. He's a far more talented, better quarterback than Dak Prescott is. What I'm saying is, though, you hold Dak to a standard because he does not perform. He was second in MVP voting in 2023, and what did he do in the playoffs? He sold.
So last year, when Lamar was in the playoffs last year, right?
When he threw interceptions
in the first
red zone.
In the first half.
It does not matter. You're in the red zone. Does Josh Allen throw picks in the red zone in the playoffs? No. Does Patrick Mahomes throw picks in the red zone in the playoffs? Does Joe Burrow throw picks in the red zone in the playoffs? No.
I can respect that, but at the end of the day, if he got the Legion of Boom, they're going to get him the ball right back. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it. He could throw that pick. Cool. But I again, comparing his why he hasn't been back to the Super Bowl and comparing that to Russell Wilson, Lamar's a better quarterback than Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson had a defense that we have not seen in a very long time. I think the closest defense we could say to the Legion of Boom probably was and this is closest, but I don't think they were as good. Was Saxonville, and the closest defense to that probably was the no-fly zone with the Broncos. But outside of that, I mean, and neither one of them were better than the Legion of Boom. But like those, that's about as close as we gonna get to that.
That is stuff that Lamar Jackson has done. That's the Dak Prescott type bad stuff that keeps you from winning football games.
I watched Dak the straight lose game, the straight losing.
Yes.
Shady
Straight up.
Lamar Jackson last year, he had a bad first half. That's football. If you guys don't know, that's football. It works like that. Everything's not gonna be perfect. Okay, Bear. Okay. The second half.
Remember that from when we talk about the Cowboys later. Like, okay. Everything can't be perfect, right?
I'm just saying in football games, bro, like tonight, Derrick Henry fumbled the ball in the first half.
Absolutely.
The second half, you turned it on.
Zay Flowers fumbles it at the end. I'm agreeing.
There's been bad games where I had shitty games in the first half. I got to get it back. I turn it on. So that happens.
That's facts.
Okay, thank you. What I'm saying is Lamar last year, MVP type caliber year, he had a bad first half. The second half, he was lights out.
Yeah, he was rolling. He was rolling.
Is it his fault that his all-pro tight end, probably one of the best tight ends that ever come from
Drop
the
the
Ravens?
ball? No.
Drop the ball right
Absolutely
in his chest.
not.
But you know who's going to get blamed for it? Lamar.
Well, because
You're
Lamar
coming
put
back
him in
from a
hole.
slow start.
Like,
You
Lamar put him
put
in the
us
hole.
in the hole.
Okay, all right.
That's
okay.
football,
But
though.
that happens, though.
If you put me in the hole, then you are responsible for getting me.
And he was getting him out of it.
You're not all the way.
Not all the way.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could point the finger to a bunch of other things. The turnover is going to look biggest, but I'm pretty sure you could point the finger to a bunch of other guys. This guy gave up a touchdown. This guy blew coverage. This guy, you know what I mean? This guy put us in the hole, and now Lamar got to be perfect in order to win us the game. You can point a finger at a lot of people prior to Lamar even making a mistake, you know?
Remember, even if Mark Andrews catches that, I don't think that wins the game. That ties the game. We acting like Mark Andrews caught that. The Ravens would have just won this over.
It's momentum, Acho.
It's Josh Allen on the other side, Shady.
He was hot in the first half. In the second half, that Bills, they cooled down. And the Ravens was getting hot. Am I tripping? So they was rolling.
I think you have.
If everybody do their job, we not even having this conversation.
I think you have blinders on for Lamar, Shady.
Yo, we keep playing this game like why he ain't going. Because the truth is, the best quarterback that's playing, is in the AFC. And it ain't Lamar, and it ain't Josh, and it ain't Joe Burrow. His name is Patrick Mahomes. He goes every single year.
Except when Joe wins.
So now he gonna miss this year, and probably next year they'll be back. The worst he's ever been as a starter, other than this year, is the AFC Championship game.
Shady, you making excuses for a two-time MVP, bro.
I'm keeping it real.
Here's my thing.
I'm keeping it real.
Pat not going this year. Is Lamar? No. Because they're probably missing the playoffs. Pat didn't go 4 years ago. Who went? Joe. So the fact of the matter is, and Josh has kept Lamar from advancing twice in the playoffs. Twice. If Lamar got these unanimous MVPs, Shady, if he's that good, I just require, or at least not require, who am I to require? I request and desire more from him.
Yeah,
that's all.
I'll put it this way. I'm not a stat guy, but 7 games for Joe Burrow in the playoffs, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. 8 games for Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks. 13 games for Josh Allen in the playoffs, 25 touchdowns, 4 picks. None of them have a ring, but there's a clear discrepancy in level of play whenever these games are important in playoff games. I'm sorry, it just is what it is.
We got some $100 super chats
we gotta get some.
in the speakeasy. The speakeasy going up today. If y'all just tuning in for the first time, congratulations and welcome. Social Trey, get it popping.
Man, listen, so I started off with the $100 super chat. Dominic Scott says, sending love and adding a little to Trey's desk fund. Listen, Acho, Christmas is around the corner. The people want to see a bigger, better desk.
Read the super chat.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Lamar is a great regular season quarterback, but craps himself in the playoffs. Shady, you have to admit then Russ is more clutch and a better playoff quarterback than Lamar, i.e. 2015 NFC Championship.
Come on, man.
Can't put all the blame on his teammates.
Who said that?
That was Dominic Scott.
Hey, Dom, let me tell you something real quick, brother. Don't let everybody lie to you, man. Because they do that. They're going to lie to these stats and all that, which you know.
I mean, you know, I hate to like reach so far because it's like the main topic was because we so far from the main topic. This is like went from like we were at topic A, which was the main topic of the video, to like topic D. Like it just kept moving and kept moving. But I hate to take it so far, but like, you know, would it be safe to argue that the play calling or offensive system that let's say the Bills are in, let's say the Bengals are in, let's say that the Chiefs have been in, let's say that Russ was in Seattle. would it be safe to say all of those offensive systems are better than the system that Lamar is in? If any system relies on an individual's talent more, I would argue and say that the Ravens have relied on Lamar's talent more than their system. You know, like I don't think the play calling is as good as Lamar is as a quarterback. You know, I think the play calling for the Rams right now is just as good as Matthew Stafford is as a quarterback. You know, but
you probably don't remember these stats. They show these stats that you can't even remember what game it was. But I'll bring you back to some games. The one year that the Seahawks played the Packers, I can't remember if it was in Seattle or it was in Green Bay. Anyway,
Playoff game?
Aaron threw 4 picks. What did they throw? Or the rest threw 4 picks. One of them had a crazy game. I think it was Aaron. Was it Aaron?
Keep going. I don't remember.
Anyway, the game came down to like a last
onside kick.
kick.
Oh yeah. Bostic.
So who's playing? Which one was playing bad? I'm trying to remember.
Bostic is the one who messed up the onside kick.
But who was playing? It was all these turnovers.
Yeah.
And the game came down to the last
NFC
second.
championship.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
Packers
is-
should have won.
Yeah. Packers
Right.
should've
When you
won.
playing against a team and they turn the ball over that much, you put them away. Russ wasn't that.
Yeah, Russ
he
threw 4
wasn't
picks
that.
in that
Back
one.
then, that's why the defense
That's
can't
what
stand.
this
That's why they
guy-
hate on Russ. Because he was getting all this credit.
Yeah.
And who was really holding it down was the defense and the running game.
Yeah.
But they don't want to talk about
so he said Russ threw 4 picks in a game in the playoffs, and the defense won him that game. Interesting. Trying to see if this really happened. Gilbert said it did. 4 picks in playoffs. Intercepted for the 4th time. Russ threw 4 interceptions in a single playoff game during the 2014 divisional round. So this is the year that they won the Super Bowl. He threw 4 picks in one game, and they still won. Oh no, this is a notorious tough loss where he actually threw 5 picks before came in that playoff contest, including a crucial game-sealing interception at the goal line in NFC Championship game against the Patriots. No, what the heck? Did he lose this game or win this game? I'm not following the context completely. Excuse me. Worst loss of his career. Okay, whatever.
about that. Because
Hey.
the truth, you put him away. Russ wasn't that.
Yeah, Russ
he
threw 4
wasn't that.
picks in that
Back
one.
then, that's why the defense can't stand. That's why they hate on Russ. Because he was getting all this credit.
Yeah.
And who was really holding it down was the defense and the running game.
Yeah.
But they don't want to talk about that. Because
Hey.
the truth is you can't put Russ back then in the same light as Lamar.
Of course not.
You know why?
Of course
Because they
not.
asking Lamar to do way more. Where back then, like Russ,
Correct.
Russ
As
did the
they
best.
should.
They asking Joe Burrow and
Hold on,
Josh
hold on.
Allen to do
No,
way
no, no.
more.
And they all do the same numbers. They all do the same thing.
As
losing.
they should. Lamar Jackson's a first-round pick.
same.
Lamar Jackson's a Heisman winner in college. Lamar Jackson's a 2-time MVP, 1-time unanimous. Don't ask little 5'10" out of Wisconsin, 3rd-round pick, supposed to be a backup to Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson to do what you're asking Lamar Jackson to do. They should ask Lamar Jackson to do more.
So when I bring guys that you want to, so if I take him out the way,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
you saying they can't compare, cool.
How about them Jags? Hey, they went off today, man. The respect, my respect for them went up. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
So I'm gonna bring other guys like him.
Yep.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They all losing. None of them did anything. So how is it that you give Joe more, I guess, grace? You give Josh more grace, and they all losing.
Because Joe's been. So Joe's been. So let's put him
They
aside.
all losing.
Yeah, but some losing the Super Bowl and some losing the.
Oh, that's cool.
divisional.
That's cooler.
You've been to the Super Bowl.
You're a loser.
Shady, you went.
Oh, I don't get praise for going.
So would you rather go or not go, G?
You get her number, you go on these dates, and you never get to home
I think making it to Super Bowl is somewhat commendable. I mean, 30 other teams in the league didn't, so I think that's
base. That's what we preaching. Is that what we preaching?
Did you get on base?
You on base and then you just never score. You just never get home to score. Yeah, she give her a number. Ooh, go on these, she love me. Go on these dates. You never score. You just never. You in her DM all day, all night, but you never get the phone number. Is that what we praising? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
That's crazy. Listen, I got some more super chats. They've been going crazy. Our boy Jonathan Watson, resident Pats fan, he's always showing love, said they were too young. They weren't enough.
Oh,
They were frauds after
Oh.
losing to Buffalo.
Oh.
Drake May went into Baltimore
Yeah, he did.
and let a comeback win.
He
What
did.
they gonna say now?
nothing.
We back to the big show, and they're not done. He followed up with another $10 super chat and then said, May showed he's the one. New England built for this. They're strong for this. Number 1 seed in reach. But if they don't get it, we still have a shot of hosting the AFC championship game. To the haters, stand the heck down. Jonathan Watson going in. He's a big Pats fan.
A big spender?
Big spender too. Rose said, yo, Pats are nice, but we need to have a conversation about the Pats' strength of schedule.
Yo, you hear today?
We need to
today,
have it.
Yo, today on TV they said it's the worst. It's easiest schedule since.
Yeah, it is easy.
They finished in a bad
So
spot.
last
Like,
I didn't know this. I didn't know the Pats had the easiest schedule. They played the Raiders. Okay, that's easy. Dolphins, easy. Steelers comp. Panthers stepped on them. Panthers comp, but they mid. Played the Bills. That's comp. That's NA division. Played the Saints. That's a losing team, but they comp. Trash. Not great. Not great. Mid. Not great. Dang. I never noticed that. What the heck? Oh, wow. But they play 2 teams with a winning record. What the heck? The Bucks mid? Yeah, they mid. What the heck? That they got a lot of talent, but I mean, look at their record. They're that for a reason. I don't know. I don't know. I've never decided to look at the Patriots schedule as a whole. That's crazy. This is genuinely new to me. It's been a whole season. People been saying this. That's interesting, bro. Genuinely new to me.
25 years? I can't
Yeah.
believe they said that. The last 25 years is the worst schedule ever, or weakest schedule ever. That matters.
It
It
does.
does.
It does.
man,
It
that
definitely
schedule
does.
is weak, boy.
They
Woo!
said,
Oh
yeah.
my
They
God.
said,
Is the Cowboys on there?
so
Oh, no.
listen, Rose
Oh, come on
said every team they played was Justin Fields besides the Bills. Will they be getting exposed in the playoffs? Sorry, Bear. Run the list down.
Sorry, Bear.
Yeah.
I saw you had the list pulled up.
No,
but
I mean,
it
yeah,
was,
well, I'll read through it.
yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins,
They lost to the Raiders.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, Buffalo. Get Miami to close out the year. That's a disgusting schedule.
Here's why I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Here's why I don't want to hear that at all. Because the NFL is about who's the last man standing.
Exactly.
It's a war of attrition.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson didn't lead a game because his mom called and said, you got a homework assignment due. He got knocked out the game. It's not their fault that Joe Burrow was hurt this season. You want to know who's played every game? Drake May this year.
Yeah.
Drake May got hurt last year. So, to me, I will not shame the Patriots.
I'm not gonna shame them, but that does make you look at them like with a side eye. Like, it is what it is. Like, no, they didn't play the Bengals with Joe Burrow, but it still makes you look at them questionable. It is what it is. Like, easy is easy. It don't matter whether it's your fault it was easy or if it was their fault it was easy. Like, easy is easy.
Because their schedule was bad. It's not their fault that Baker Mayfield's been dealing with injuries this year.
Yeah.
Draft somebody bigger.
Interesting.
So at the end of the day, like, I get that the Patriots haven't had a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah.
But they finished fourth last year.
Yeah.
They got that fourth schedule.
Yeah.
And the NFL's all about parity.
Yeah,
so
so you
like,
don't care about-
The
hold
NFL's
up.
all about parity.
So I'm just saying, hold on. You don't care about the schedule at all?
I can't knock them because of it. You feel me? I'm not going
But
to be like,
I can't applaud them.
no,
I
but
can't say
here's-
the world beater
I don't think Texas losing up there.
because of it. Yeah.
But here's what I can say is, I
Yeah.
can say
The Bears of the AFC. That's interesting. That's interesting.
It is. They went into Baltimore, knocked Lamar Jackson out the game, won the game. Yeah. They went in on Sunday night to Buffalo, white out in Buffalo, won the game. They went into Cincinnati and Joe Burrow wasn't there. You played 3 of the 4 best quarterbacks in the AFC.
No.
You played their team.
See, this is why I hate the freaking
Sparks, you think Carr's used that pick, or you think y'all trade back?
quarterback win stats.
Okay.
Bull crap.
Yep.
Forget the quarterbacks. The Bengals is a weak team.
Sure.
The Ravens, forget Lamar, they're a weak team. They're losing records. They're a weak team for a reason. Right now, the AFC North, trash.
Yep.
Trash division.
AFC East, the division they're in. Trash.
So, bro, so, and then you play the Bills twice a year. Listen, every year Brady was smokers.
Yep.
All right, smokers. But it'll be close.
Yeah.
Because it's an AFC, divisional game.
Of course.
What I'm saying is, I can't give you that. The quarterbacks, we got to start, and you know what? I'm guilty of it too, with my quarterback.
Yep.
I'm done doing that. We are not about to keep acting like quarterback stats is wins.
I do.
We can't, bro.
That's
I think
just my philosophy.
I know we went through it.
You get carried.
But here's my thing: is
Come
this
on, man.
I can't.
That's factual. That is beyond factual. Like, there's context to everything. Again, if a quarterback can throw 4 picks in the game or 3 picks in the game and still win a game, I mean, we gotta take that to account. If the Patriots have an easy schedule, we gotta take that into account. We can't say, oh, the Patriots they beat everybody and they did a good job. Yes, they did. But we still gotta acknowledge that. We can't just ignore it, because if there's a team out there who has the hardest schedule and they beat majority of the teams that they play, versus a team who has the easy schedule and they beat majority of the teams that they play, realistically, who would we assume to be better? Who would you bet on? But they end with the same record. You know what I mean? So I think it's just being real. Didn't Darnold just do that like 2 weeks ago, throw 4 interceptions and win? Nah, I don't think so. He threw 2 picks the other day and won.
I can't sit here and knock the Patriots for how they've looked this year. Like, they beat the Bills.
I can't.
You know what I mean? Like,
Carolina, the New Orleans Saints.
But this is
Tennessee,
for me. This is
For
Cleveland,
the interest of time, we can't.
the
We can't knock them.
Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Jets, the Giants, the Bengals. Like, bro,
They're
playing all the bones.
But here's my
But
thing.
not only
that's
that, the
what's
more
the-
concerning thing about this schedule is that some of these wins are very close. Like, you beat the Falcons by
That's
1
the
point.
NFL, though.
You beat the
Shit, not like this.
you beat
It's the NFL, but I'm saying that for divisional games. I'm not saying that for non-divisional games. Like, I can accept it. Yes, that's the NFL, but I give you a little bit more grace if you lost by 1 point to a divisional opponent that's trash versus somebody who's not in your division.
the Saints
But
by 6
here's my
points.
thing. But hold on, Trey.
Some of these games teams is coming back late,
What are we
too.
doing here?
Yeah,
like the
we can't
Patriots
discredit them.
have the best or one of the best records in the AFC,
Yep.
and now we want to go through and parse through how
Yeah.
they've won those games.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
Chiefs,
The reason
the Chiefs won every game last year by 1 possession and
And then they lost in the Super Bowl.
1 point.
Facts. And they
But
went
the
to
reason I
Super
say
Bowl.
that is because we have to look ahead to the playoffs. And so the conversation earlier with the coach this year was like, yeah, they're not playing anybody. So when they get to the playoffs, are we going to be surprised when they're a first round exit? No. If the Patriots get to the playoffs and they're a first round exit,
I'd be shocked. Shocked.
but why
Shocked,
though?
dog.
Some of these wins are not impressive, and they're against bad
But
teams
here's
and
my
they're
thing.
close games.
I was noticing this earlier today. This is fascinating, NFL fans. Is if you go look at the current playoff picture, there are 9 teams in the hunt, and everybody else is already eliminated. Usually, there's about 13 teams still in the hunt in the division.
in the hunt,
Right
yeah.
now, the AFC. Chiefs is already eliminated.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's already eliminated. So at the point in which Patrick Mahomes' team is bad, Joe Burrow's team is bad, Lamar Jackson's team is bad, y'all gonna sit here and say, he ain't got no notable wins. Who would the notable wins be? Right. Had he played the Broncos? Who would they be? Had he played Justin Herbert and the Chargers? Like, the best teams in the AFC are down this year.
Yeah.
And they happen to have risen to the top.
That's a fair point, but again, it still stands. If your schedule was easy, it is what it is. I mean, we got to accept the truth. We got to accept the reality of the situation. You had an easy schedule, so it's questionable so we can look at you with a side eye when the playoffs come. It just is what it is. Like, you're not a lock to come out the AFC. is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I applaud them.
That's fair.
The Ravens, y'all shouldn't suck. Fact of the matter is, Roquan out there, Marlon out there, Nate Wiggins out there, Starks out there, Humphrey out there, Lamar Hughes out there, Henry is out there, Flowers out there, Likely out there, Andrews out there. Ravens, y'all shouldn't suck. That's a personal
But
problem.
they do suck, Ancho. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
The names don't matter. They don't matter.
We
Like on the field. They're weak. I'm not going to – I like Drake May. But, yo, when I look at that schedule, see, I'm watching the game, giving all the praise. And they say, yeah, man, it's one of the worst schedules in the last 25 years. I'm like, huh? So then I go to the teams. They ain't playing nobody that's really good other than a divisional game, which is always going to be a tough one.
Well, I'll tell you why though. That's the way the NFL schedules though. Like if a team was to have a good season after finishing last in their division, it's because they're playing all the other last division teams across the NFL. So you get the boo boo on your schedule. So like it is one of the worst schedules. All the trash teams usually do have the worst schedules because they were trash.
Yeah,
But
that's what you do with it.
Exactly. It just is what it is. Moving forward though, speaking of Drake May, we gotta talk about this dude because today.
Keep this in one video. Should I? Yeah, I keep it.
31 to 44, 380 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick,
driving the bus.
102.5 passer rating,
Yeah.
a 70% completion percentage, and at the end of the game, hey, we need you to go 89 yards and win us the game.
Yeah.
He does it.
Bengals got number
2-score,
9.
fourth quarter comeback win. Drake May goes out there and balls. Should he be the MVP frontrunner?
It's Drake May, it's Matthew Stafford, period.
Josh ain't in there.
Then we can talk about Josh. Here is why. The reason we want to put Josh Allen in an MVP conversation isn't because of gaudy statistics. It's because we always say, well, who's he doing it with? Well, I would say the same thing about Drake May. Boutte, Kyle Williams, a rookie, and older Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson, who got hurt this year, rookie, Ramondre Stevenson, who's a career backup and running back, or really just a career solid guy.
Dang, career backup's crazy.
Who is he doing it with? So for everybody that wants to say, put Josh Allen in there, I say put Drake May in there first. Drake May is a king-size version of what Josh Allen is doing this year. Not talking about just who they are over the course of their careers, but that's a king-size experience. Drake May is doing it with less. You watch James Cook. James Cook about to lead the league in rushing yards. One of them ones.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Drake May does not have any of them ones. No ones. None. So what I am saying is it's Drake May, it's Matthew Stafford, it is everybody else. Now, shout out to what Drake May has been able to do in the midst of kind of the chaos of this season. But boy, hey, it's Drake and it's Stafford.
I would honestly say it's Stafford, Drake, and Josh. Hilarious that's their name, huh? I just realized that Drake and Josh is crazy.
It's like
that's insane. What do you think though, Shady?
I go Stafford. I go Drake. Then I would go Josh. Stuff Drake May is doing is really good. And I think Diggs is still good. I watch him. Every time it's a big game, Diggs come out to play. You can call him old and all that if you want to. He catch that ball and he gets
Now, that's factual. Diggs, I got a feeling that they're gonna let him go 100% in the playoffs. I could be wrong. I don't know why he's still on limited snaps. Maybe that's just their offense. And if that's just their offense, then hey, it is what it is. But if they let him play every passing down in the playoffs, I would not be surprised.
open. He runs routes on routes. But Drake May, he looked good. I mean, even tonight, like every time they needed to play good, he played good. And it wasn't all pretty, right? No. He made some mistakes. He threw a pick early in the game.
How is Josh still top 3? I think stats and winning record. I think that's where that comes from.
But he kept going, and he kept getting better and better and better. And that's what I like to see. He was driving the bus. He had his foot out the window, right? Yep. Cigar in his mouth. He was doing everything tonight. And, yo, he got dog in him. He was getting hit tonight, too. He was getting up, right? Pressure in his face, delivering the ball.
Yo, this kind of crazy. Hold on. We not throwing Trevor Lawrence in the MVP conversation. If we throwing Josh Allen in there, maybe Josh rushing stats are better. 3,400, 26, 25, 10, 11. Hey, we ain't throwing Bo Nix in there. 3,600, 24, and 10. Interesting. Sam Darnold? That is interesting. Why is Josh defaulted number 3? Goff having a better season than him. Stafford is 40-5, by the way. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I mean, I think Stafford is walking away with the MVP at this point. Goff 32-5. That's tough. But I mean, we're not counting Goff. We're not counting Dak. They both are out the playoffs. We're not counting Mahomes. They out the playoffs. So we're not gonna talk about them. Josh gets so much glaze. Yeah, this don't really. I mean, unless his rushing stats are like overwhelmingly better than all of theirs, which I doubt it is. I don't know about this. You know, I don't know about him being number 3. Because all of these again, you know, you got a bunch of playoff quarterbacks up here, so very interesting. He has 500 rushing yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. You know, I want to take it like. I like Josh a lot, and I respect him a lot. But it's like I kind of want to take his rushing touchdowns with a grain of salt because, you know, them tush pushes, man. Like to throw that on a resume, that sticks on his resume. It don't go nowhere. But like to use that as MVP credentials, I don't know about that. But, you know, to each his own. If it's a running back, cool, do your thing. But it's just, you know, quarterback, I don't know. Quarterback sneak, you know, to each his own. But hey, it is what it is. How many TDs are 1-yard runs? 6 of them? Really? Interesting.
Ball, he ran when he had to run. The brother, nice. Drake May gonna be good for a long time, yo.
Yeah.
Josh is finally gonna have some competition in the AFC East. Finally.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough thing. But it's not even just the AFC East in general. Like we're coming back into that era. You know, history repeats itself. Where the league got watered down for a little bit. All the older quarterbacks got out. There was a rebuild period in the league. Tom Brady outlasted everybody, and he stayed in for the beginning of the rebuild. But there's a rebuild in the league, and we are back at the rebuild point. Not actually, we're not back at the rebuild point. We're back at the point where it's already rebuilt. The number 1 QB is already established. There are multiple contenders to that number 1 QB. And not only that, now we got more quarterbacks flooding in. So, again, the AFC is going to be extremely competitive for years to come. NFC is competitive too, very competitive. But I think you know, when we talk about quarterbacks, I think AFC got more. But the NFC is going to catch up for sure. Like it's just the rest of the NFL is about to catch up because I see Mahomes playing until he's 40. I see, you know, a bunch of these other quarterbacks trying to do that. I could definitely see it. So it's gonna be competitive for a lot longer. Chosen, he said he thinks Stafford being a unanimous MVP is cap.
Drake and Josh is gonna go so like viral now. I'm thinking about it like AFC East battle. Drake and Josh, yeah.
The edits are about to be insane.
No, yeah. No, it's gonna take some time to realize. Might have been before or after y'all's time.
What are we talking about?
You don't know Drake and Josh is?
I could have sworn he started singing it. Well, they younger though. They younger than them.
Might have been before or after y'all's time.
What are we talking about?
Realize. Might have been before or after y'all's time.
What are we talking about?
You don't know Drake and Josh is?
Who's that?
I've never.
Nickelodeon.
It was on Nickelodeon. Yeah. It was like our childhood.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Drake and Josh was. I mean, he watched mostly reruns, but I caught it live. Yeah.
Whoa, I caught it live too.
Stop it.
2004, bruh. I caught it live.
What year?
I remember the movie.
They're having a Gen Z
I
off
remember
right
the
now,
movie
Shady.
with
No.
Mr. T was in the movie.
I'm a millennial. I'm 32.
They're having a Gen Z
We know
off.
you old.
Wait,
I'm
I'm
32.
32.
Don't disrespect me.
I'm lost here. What are we talking
Stay
about?
lost, Shady. Stay lost.
Just
You don't want.
LaShawn McCoy is how old? Did he say he's 32? He's 37. Yeah, he was a little older at that point.
Want to be
Man,
found.
you were real OG.
You don't want to be found
Sometimes
in
we
this
be having nerd
conversation.
conversation, and it's hard for me to be
Nerd?
You said nerd
This
conversation.
isn't nerdy.
This
This
is-
is
This is
youthful.
pop culture.
This is young.
Yeah.
This is youth.
Y'all told me y'all guys don't know nothing about Goya rice. I couldn't believe y'all said that.
Goya is the brand, bruh. It's Spanish rice that you was
Yeah,
eating.
you're
But,
talking
you,
about
but you,
a brand.
y'all say y'all never had it. Y'all say you know what it was. I want to leave. I want to leave.
Goya beans. I said at the end
Yo,
of the show I had beans.
I wanted to get out.
But
of
that's
the
that's like
chair.
saying Uncle Ben's.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You didn't
Uncle
name,
Ben's
you
is
didn't
not
name
the dish.
actual
That's the
But,
brand.
but if you said Uncle Ben's, I know what that is.
But if you say
so when
Zap-
I say yo, y'all never had no Goya rice.
Shay, you can't say, you said this. Y'all ain't never had no Aunt Jemima's.
Who?
yeah, like
Exactly. You didn't,
yeah.
instead of just saying syrup.
Yeah, right.
Maple syrup is what it is.
Yeah, it's
never
okay,
not again.
Sadie. You were wrong, and that's all right, brother. You just
Bro, don't know. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Sean McCoy not knowing who Drake and Josh is.
Stafford
Y'all
is
were
the
both
favorite.
part of my
truly-
childhood at the same
I
time.
truly
Like,
don't know.
that's-
I don't know what Drake.
that makes sense though. It was like
It was
Shady
like a
on the
show
TV on
I think
Sunday.
it was some little white kids, right?
yeah, it was yeah.
yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
yeah.
Drake
two
and
white
Josh,
kids,
bro.
one
That's
was-
crazy.
Nah, my
That's-
neighborhood, we was
Jordan
looking at
Love
like,
was
you know,
up here.
more
What
urban
the heck?
stuff. That's okay.
Wow.
man.
She was on
Okay,
Sister.
Yeah,
Our
like
guys,
no,
Sister,
stuff.
that was definitely before his time. You
I
definitely
caught the
watched
reruns of
reruns
those.
of that.
Get
for sure.
back to
I'm
the
sorry,
show,
yeah, sorry, my
please.
bad, my bad.
We're doing a
I love nostalgic stuff like that.
sports show.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
we are
right,
doing a
you're
sports
right.
show. Brought back to the style. No surprise there. Dallas Cowboys. We lost again.
Oh, you talking
No-
about Dallas
no surprise.
again? Okay, I can cap this off here then. Look at the stats between Stafford, Allen, May, and Bo. I mean, you know, you got to incorporate Allen's rushing stats and yeah. It's gonna take some time to... Well, if you look inside, I'm sure you'll find. It's Stafford to walk away right now. Stafford to walk away right now in terms of MVP voting. He said yap off K. So they talked about Dallas again. Who do you blame for the Cowboys' disappointing season? I might save some of these for tomorrow. Are Chargers proving to be a Super Bowl dark horse? DK Metcalf swings at fans' head. Are we taking it too easy on Shador? That's an interesting topic. But at the same time, I think it kind of is what it is. I think I'd be repeating myself, but they play calling is not great. Of course, they talked about Shador, and of course, they talked about the Cowboys. Did they talk about the Eagles? Hold on, let me see that. Let's see. Did they talk about Philly? I don't think they did. Chargers, Jags, Broncos. Oh, that's a good topic right there. Actually, I want to watch that one. DK swinging at somebody's head. DK crazy for that one. For the first time in forever, Chargers proving to be a dark horse. I don't really want to talk about Dallas, but I mean, like, I don't really want to talk about Dallas right now. Not like they did nothing crazy today.
What do
Kidding me?
Watch out, 3rd and 7, have like a 38, 40-yard scramble. Justin Herbert is taking the next step.
Yeah, nah. Let's talk about. Let's go to Broncos, Jags. Let's go here.
crib? My son did not grow up in poverty. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey,
I had to
Pops.
get out there. Shout out to Social
Pops.
Troy, man.
a
He
yard
watching
fool.
the show.
Pops,
Yeah.
look at
Pops watching the show. Nephews, Tion. You know what I
I'm
mean?
a
Junior, what
screenshot
up?
who Drake and Josh is. I'm gonna send the Trey. He gonna send it to you. You gotta explain
Bro,
it.
this is crazy.
The Drake and Josh slander is crazy. Can we get to the Jags,
Drake and Josh,
please?
it was right after SpongeBob. What are we
Listen,
talking-
every
Come
day
on,
after
bro.
school, you get off the bus, SpongeBob, then Drake and Josh. The TV's already
on
on,
now.
you just watch it.
It is what it is.
Can we get to
All
the Jags, please?
Look, let's get to the Jags. We have to talk about this because Trevor Lawrence over his last 4 games
Cooking.
has been unbelievable.
Cooking.
Interesting. Trevor Lawrence in his last 14 touchdowns. Now let me go and look at the last 4. I'm giving them credit for how they just did the Broncos. I'm not gonna take nothing away from them, but I do want to see who they face in their last 4 Jaguars schedule. They handle business. I'm not gonna lie. They played the Jets. Can't really give them too much on that. They played the Colts. I give them a little bit on that for sure. And they played the Titans. Yeah, Titans is Titans and Jets is but For sure, I you know what I'm saying, I give them their flowers for handling the business with these two. I understand that Daniel Jones was hurt, but Trevor did look good. I give him flowers on that one there.
76 to 125, 1,194
Imagine
total
if
yards,
Travis
14 touchdowns.
Imagine if Travis was in his offense. I don't know if Travis would make a difference. I mean, I would love to assume that, but again, when Travis was there, Parker Washington got more targets to him. And then they added Jacoby Myers, and Jacoby's gets more targets than all of them. So like I don't know. I don't know if Travis would even like make a difference for real, if I'm being honest. You know, and that's why I was confused on why they even got Jacoby Myers. Now the Jacoby Myers thing worked out because Travis ended up getting injured for the season, unfortunately. But I don't even understand, you know, like why they got Jacoby in the first place unless they, you know what, they probably had genuine intentions on moving Brian Thomas Jr. If Travis didn't get hurt. They probably would have traded him for sure, but they probably didn't because Travis got hurt. But yeah, you got, I don't know if Travis genuinely would have made much of a difference for real.
Downs,
Yeah.
no interceptions, and a 4-0 record just to prove Shady wrong after he called him a bum.
Oh.
A straight bum. The apology should be as loud as the
the
continuous hate.
Hey, and that's for me, bro. I can't call nobody trash if I see you if your system is trash, I'm not gonna call you trash. I'm gonna call the system trash first before anything.
And disrespect. These Jags are on fire, ladies and gentlemen. They are.
You know the thing about
Hold up. The question is, Shady, would you like to give Mr. Trevor Lawrence, Mr. T-Law, Mr. Sunshine an apology?
No, I don't.
He said no, I don't.
I don't apologize. What? This is the problem, though. The problem is you guys are prisoners of the moment. Every time something good happens, y'all just jump on the bandwagon. I don't do that. The thing.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. How they just did the Broncos, you gotta respect it. I can't lie. I can't. He was dicing them up. 279 ain't crazy, but that's good. 3 touchdowns, no picks. And he got sacked 5 times. They were dicing them up, bro. It looked very good.
The thing with Trevor Lawrence is this. He's the type of guy where he could be top 15 most trashiest quarterbacks in the league. And then on the very next half of the year, he could be a top 10 quarterback of the league.
I blame it on their play calling more than anything. I think you could even see it when Travis was there. Like it was, and somebody said this a few days ago, maybe a week ago, that maybe Travis not being there helped simplify the offense or like help like less complicate the offense, which I could somewhat agree to an extent. But they seemed like it was just overcomplicated. Like they couldn't figure it out offensively. And even with Bashal Tutton, it seemed like they couldn't figure it out offensively. I mean, like, well, I'm not gonna say that they were playing fine with Bashal, but I think taking out some of these players that they're trying to forcefully involve, allowing Travis Etienne to be the full go running back, allowing these other receivers to just flourish and get all the targets. I mean, I think, you know, you're not trying to think it. You just let the offense flow. Like, all right, we know who 1, 2, 3 is. We know who the RB1 is. That's it. Not we got an RB1A, RB1B. Not we got a 2A, 2B, 1A, 1B. Like we just, everything is established. Everything is concrete. And you know, it possibly could have helped. He said Hardhead actually, and he stand on it. Ever since the Seahawks lost, the Jags been playing elite. What was the score when they played the Seahawks? They got whooped by the Seahawks, right? Oh no, they didn't get whooped. Oh, it was a close game. Okay. I do remember them being in a driver's seat this game. You said they've been playing elite since then. No, they got blew out by the Rams the next game. They got blew out. I wouldn't say they've been playing elite, but they've stepped it up. How did he do versus the Texans? He did 158, 1 touchdown, and a pick versus the Texans. Yeah, that's not elite for sure. Davis Mills outplayed him bad. But again, if we're talking about these last 4 games, yeah, for sure. Jags is looking very nice. I mean, you could probably even say the last 6. Let's see how he looked in versus the Cardinals. He threw 3 picks versus Cards. Goodness gracious. I can't think of the context of all of it. I think one of those was tipped. I can't think of the context. He threw 153 versus the Chargers. That's not great. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, we gonna just focus on these last four. Gonna focus on these last four. The last 4 games have been his best games of the season, probably.
And it's like, how do you grade that? Because you grade people that's consistent, and he's never consistent. So right now he's on this great run. But if I told you to get to the playoffs and he stinks it up, you won't be surprised. So the problem with Trevor Lawrence is he's never consistent. You can't be a top 10 bad quarterback and then be top 10 best. It just
I would not say he's been a top 10 bad quarterback, but I respect Shady's take to the point where like Shady's not gonna crown him or give him like or call him good, which I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. I just think he's been in a bad situation, but he's not gonna call him good until he sees him really do something in the playoffs and see some repeated success, I guess, you know. But how they did the Broncos today, that was a very good performance. Very good performance.
it's hard to grade.
But Shady, right now, grade Trevor Lawrence with this new coach, with this new system. Something is small. I was watching the broadcast today.
Shady is partially on point. The first half of the season, and even again prior to these last 4 games, they it's not like they look great offensively. Like if we're being honest, over this last month of games, they've looked very good. Trevor Lawrence has looked very good. That's very fair to say.
Something as small as he no longer has his right foot up in the gun. He has his left foot up because Liam Cohen, his offensive coordinator, was suggesting that he's not getting to the drop as sooner. He's not as efficient. Like, to me, 2-5, at the point in which he has a new coach and he has a new offensive mind there, I think you have to assess Trevor Lawrence differently.
He stream 9 hours daily.
I admire Trevor Lawrence.
I can't.
This
I
isn't even Doug Peterson,
daily.
and I love Doug Peterson. I think Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson's really
Yeah, I
good.
think he's
Probably the
good.
only day I've
Doug
been
Peterson,
doing
first of
this.
all, not only did he play for Andy Reid, he coached for Andy Reid. So he learned a lot from Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
You're not about to tell me that
Jags pass defense so toast. It's ranked 24th. I do it every other stream. Let me see. They pass defense. You said. What's up? What's up? Gonna look up. I was gonna look up what Bo Nix did today. How much did Bo Nix throw for? Bo threw for 352. Again, and that is the thing that I've been saying that I'm not really. I can't ride. I mentioned this earlier in this stream. I can't really ride with the Jags in the playoffs because I don't really trust their secondary. But again, to be on topic, to be fair, to give some credit again. Like I said, Trevor played really, really, really good today, and as an offense, they played really good.
the reason why Trevor wasn't good with Doug is because Doug.
No.
What I'm saying is
better now.
good players is going to be good whoever they with.
Okay.
Good players with great coaches, they're gonna look greater. What I'm saying is, I just need to see him be more consistent. That's all. There's no way that you can be to the bottom of the barrel for a couple of games, and then you turn on, now you one at the top. He does this all the time. Next year, we're gonna be saying like, damn, remember when December he was playing, and then we're gonna be talking about how bad he looked. That's what I'm saying. So my thing with him is, it's gotta be more consistent.
But here, if we're being real,
Okay.
the reason we've been so harsh on Trevor Lawrence isn't because Trevor Lawrence has been awful. It's because Trevor Lawrence was thought to be generational. Respectfully, Trevor Lawrence at his worst has been the 15th to 20th best
been very
quarterback.
mid.
Like
He's been above average. He's been above average.
Nah, he's been average.
He has been
He's
average.
average, yeah.
But my point is, he's never been like a bum. He's been a bum for a number one overall pick.
And that
greatest
matters,
thing
though.
since-
Does that
Sure,
matter?
Agree.
Okay.
But Shady, if he's been average, now I'm not even gonna give him above. If he's been average,
Okay.
and the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, he's been elite, then I have to put him in a really good category. Like, I feel like you're just putting him in an average category.
This is
still.
my thing, though.
His baseline
See,
is
this
average.
what I don't get with y'all though. You could be average for this long.
Why is nobody talking about Sean Payton getting outcoached by Liam Cohen? Interesting. Now, I'm gonna say this here. Bo killed him. He killed some of their momentum on that interception he threw on fourth down. Now he stared down the receiver. So that tells me something. It's like, nah, that's not a vet move. He's a young guy. But like, was the play calling just like, hey, first read, hit this, Or, was it Bo's fault? 100%. I'm gonna say 95% Bo, because I'm gonna leave a 5% hypothetical, but 95% is still, again, solely, majority your fault. But yeah, man, for the most part, yes, Cohen did get outcoached. Excuse me, Sean Payton did get out coached for the most part. Acho said Peyton was a top 3 coach last week. Yeah, we debunked that. I mean, we go off top of the head. It's easily more he a good coach.
And you have a stint where you're balling out, and now you want me to put you like elite. I can't do that. That's why I have a hard time with what's the brother from Sam Darnold. Like I watch you praise Sam Darnold and you showing these videos to these people in the world and they learning, you teaching them stuff. But it's like, yo, he been bad for all this time and now he has a good stint and now you praise him. Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
He's another one. Been real average. Now he gets to the Bucs, he's playing really, really well. And it's like you just forget about it. I can't do that. Because I was always raised and taught you gotta be consistent. So when I watch Trevor Lawrence,
I don't get that. Like, if a guy is playing good now in a new system, new situation, because I mean, I'm not gonna say Matthew Stafford was playing bad with the Lions, but he wasn't winning. You know, we can't say Baker Mayfield was just trash with the Browns. He took them to the playoffs, so it's like it just didn't work out there. So it's like I feel like Shay should definitely understand that the NFL is very big on situations in terms of player success. A player could be in a bad situation and it could literally kill the trajectory of their entire career. And a player could be in a good situation. And again, like a Puka, I guarantee you, Puka fell in the 5th round for a reason. There are plenty teams that if he went to their team, he'd probably be on a bench. He probably would have been on a practice squad. He probably, you know, if he was drafted, wouldn't have got the opportunity and a shot that he has gotten with the Rams. But it's a good situation, and they also believe them, which is a good situation. And I just think that's a big thing. If you're constantly with coaches that don't truly believe in you, their expectations of you are different from your expectations of yourself. Like that all plays a part. Now you go to a different situation and the success changes. I think we gotta accept it, you know, okay, you good now. You know what I mean? Like we can definitely reflect it because maybe this head coach over here, maybe he got fired. Maybe that was part of his proven track record that he was a bad head coach, or this OC was a proven bad OC. And now you in a better situation. Oh, now we can really see you flourish. So I mean, you know, Sam, Baker, Geno, is extremely safe to say that, again, we've seen Geno play some good ball with the Seahawks. It's extremely safe to say that Chip Kelly was trash at play calling this year. So we're not going to see him be great. It's fair to say Andy Reid play calling has not been great this year. So we're not going to see Mahomes in MVP conversations. It's fair to say that, you know. It's very much about situation.
you can't go from being average and then have a nice stint where you balling. I'm about to just act like you arrived.
But can I say this? The difference in my mind is Sam Darnold has been atrocious. Trevor Lawrence has never been atrocious. Like Trevor Lawrence has been average. Darnold has been awful.
But you can't be average when they say you're gonna be generational and you so great. In college, all you heard about is how great this dude was. Great hair though, got nice gray hair.
Great hair.
But is he a great player? No. Okay, then he goes to the league. He's generational. Oh no, and you #1 pick overall? That matters to me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When we go to this draft and you get picked the #1 player in the whole freaking draft, dog, you can't be average. You can't. You can't.
Well, I'll look at it like this here. What players do we typically see have success in bad situations? Like how often do we see that? How often do we see a rookie, a young player have success in a bad situation? That I can't think off the top of the head how often we see that, because it's not often. And let's say again he gets drafted to a bad situation. Jaden Daniels, that was not bad. What the heck? That worked out. That worked out very great. I don't think the Commanders were a terrible team last year. I think they were definitely comp. I think they overachieved, but that was not. I don't think that was bad. What's up, Stillball? How you doing, Brody? I don't know. Like Trevor came into a bad situation as a young guy, and it never got better up until, well, I guess we could say now. I don't know, but Y'all let me know your thoughts on that. I don't know.
What about the fact that the
Can he
majority
average?
of them are? Like more often than not.
And guess what? And I grade them the same way. And I talk about them the same way. I got to keep it real.
JD best quarterback in his draft. I mean, that's fair. It's just in terms of the point of a young QB going to a bad situation. That don't really relate to that. I generally can't think of none. A young quarterback thriving in a bad situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
How are you the number one? Think about this real quick. All these great freaking athletes in the world, all these great players in college, and they said we're gonna take you number one.
Yeah.
And you get to the league and you average, and we don't speak of you as such.
Yeah, that's well said.
Hell
I feel
no.
that.
No.
But
Mike Tomlin, 19. I'm not sold on the. I'm not sold on Steelers either. But can they make a run? They can. Anybody in the AFC right now is very much liable to make a run. All they have to do is just get hot for the playoffs. Anybody in the AFC can. That's it. The Steelers, the Jags, the Texans, the Broncos, the Patriots, any of them, whoever else is in the playoffs. Like as long as they get hot and hit the right matchups in the playoffs, somebody got to go to the Super Bowl. So it's gonna happen.
go ahead, Kevin.
I was going to say, I agree based off of the expectation that came in with Trevor Lawrence. He's not a regular number one pick. It wasn't a Jameis Winston. It wasn't a Jared Goff, a Cam Ward, even if you will, number one pick at quarterback. It was this is the best prospect since Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. Yeah, exactly. That's what the bill was for him. I will say this, though, too, not to discredit them off their schedule, because their offense has looked good in these games. Their past 4 games their past 5 games have been against the Arizona Cardinals, where they went to overtime. They then played the Tennessee Titans. They then played Riley Leonard after Daniel Jones went down. And
how much did Riley play in that game? No. The topic has changed now. He's talking about the validity of the Jags' schedule. The first topic was Trevor Lawrence playing good. Trevor Lawrence has played good. We can talk about the Jags schedule. That's fine. But that's a totally different topic. Valid. Trevor Lawrence has been playing good. Valid. Thoughts on the Texans? Now them giving up the big plays was an issue today, but I'm not super worried. I mean, my outlook is still the same on the Texans. I still trust the defense. No. Again, the trust went down a few points, but the track record of them being, playing at a high level has been long enough, especially against competent teams. The Raiders is not all that offensively. We gave up big plays, 60-yarder and another long touchdown run. We gave up big plays, so it's like I cannot get hung up on it, but it's not great. But I mean, I still think I think Texas can make a run. I think anybody in the AFC playoffs can make a run. But yeah, in terms of taking the Jags serious, again, there's nobody in the AFC right now that I can genuinely take. There are teams that I take more serious than others, but like everybody, I think everybody could beat everybody in the playoffs for the AFC right now. I was about to say something else. Every good team in the AFC has a elite defense and a mid offense. I think as of right now, bro, I think the only team with an elite defense is the Texans. That's my opinion. I think there are good defenses. I think the. I mean, I still you could kind of still call the Broncos a elite defense, kind of. They just got diced up so bad today, bro. Like I don't know if I would, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, nobody really has a great offense, and it's not to say that everybody lacks talent. It's more so play calling. I think everybody got talent. I think probably the best play calling would be the Patriots, but yeah. Coach got something against Christian Harris. He might walk. He plays 0 snaps. Henry took his spot. Christian Harris would not have allowed. Well, I can't say that, but I'm gonna say it with 70% certainty. I don't think he would have allowed that touchdown. Bills defense is elite. That's crazy. No, they're not. Check a replay of the missed DPI and Pats Ravens. Send a link. If you can find it on Twitter, drop a link in the chat. Henry got cooked by Genty. Yeah, that was not great.
Riley Leonard is now sitting behind Phillip Rivers at 44 years old. Then they played the New York Football Jets. Today is where he silenced all of the doubt, though. Today is where that offense really went out there and shined, because this was an important game for the Broncos. The 1 seed's on the line.
Questionable.
You could realistically lose some games later on. They had every chance to just go out there, sell, not look as good. Now it's time to actually start having some real conversations about how good this offense has looked and how they've turned a corner, because we've seen so many times that team that surprises you, that makes that Super Bowl run, is a team that gets hot at the right moment. And right now, the Jacksonville Jags are one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the entire National Football League. So I don't know.
I mean, they're the hottest, at least in the AFC.
Yeah.
Patriots are some dogs. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Bills last week.
Yep.
Broncos, some dogs. They lost to the Jags today. Chargers, some dogs. They ain't won 6 straight games. Like, the Jags to me are.
Is Geno throwing 2 touchdowns and Genty running for over 100 on us a wake-up call? I mean, that's how these games go, though. When you play trash teams, it's either your team plays a little bit too close or they blow them out, you know? And that's what we did. We played a little bit too close. Is it a wake-up call? I think yes. I think it is to the standard that the standard that this defense has been playing to is a elite, ferocious, bend don't break type defense. They didn't play to that standard today. They let Genty go off. I mean, Geno throwing 2 touchdowns. I mean, his 2 touchdowns, again, one is a 60-yarder to Ashton Genty and the other one is to Brock Bowers. It's not like they it's nothing to panic about, but it's definitely something to wake up about, you know, like to open your eyes about it and dissect why we let these plays happen and what do we need to do so we don't allow these plays to happen again. Marlon Humphrey tackles Kayshon Boutte, no pass interference. How is it not? Yeah, that's crazy. What? That's crazy. That's the refs, man.
Are the hot. In order to be the best, you got.
After today, we dropped outside top 5 in passing and rush defense. That's interesting. Geno didn't really he didn't torch us in the pass game, so that's kind of interesting. But you know, it's all good though.
To beat the best. The Broncos were clearly the best in the AFC coming into this week. Mm-hmm. Broncos hadn't lost a game since week 3 of the NFL season. Jags went out there and beat them in Denver.
Won't be mad if Carson drafted Jordan Tyson.
I also think we have to remember.
You want Carson to draft another receiver?
Brian Thomas Jr. this year, MIA. Travis Hunter this year, completely MIA. Trevor Lawrence is doing this with Jacoby and Myers. That's a law firm. Like, Trevor Lawrence going out there like doing this with Jacoby Myers. He helped Jacoby Myers get $60 million. Wow. I think that Trevor Lawrence, because of Liam Cohen, has taken a step, and we saw Baker Mayfield take that next step.
See, this is the thing, man. Like,
if Jags make Super Bowl, shave my head.
We speak on Trevor Lawrence like that because his name comes from being the number 1 pick overall.
Yes, sir.
His game, the way his game is, his name won't be as big if you take the number 1 pick overall. So when you talk about the wide receivers and all that, how you know the wide receivers like, damn, I wish I had this quarterback? Because it goes like that a lot of times. When the guy got the name, they can make them jokes like, oh man, he got who's Jacoby? So it's funny. How the hell you know Jacoby? Like, man, I got Trevor Lawrence. That's a real thing.
But Shady,
because if you take that away the number 1 pick overall, we do not talk about him like that.
But even if you take it away, and I know you don't care, forget the stats. Even if you take it away, he comes back from behind 28 like skunk in the playoffs, wins himself a playoff game. He's sitting at 26 touchdowns this year, 11 picks. He's won 4 straight games.
You want to talk stats right now?
No, I said playoffs. Forget the stats.
But
he came from behind.
But you give him the stats right now. Give me stats.
The playoffs is no stats. The last four games, those are all wins. Those are no stats.
The first thing y'all showed me was stats of him, right? Am I tripping? The first thing that
what did he show? I know what he pulled.
Yeah, the first thing I showed was about him going 14-0.
Right.
Yeah.
I want y'all, when y'all hanging out, y'all too out there, check Gardner Minshew stats, and I want you to put his stats next to number 1 pick overall.
They're no
Trevor Lawrence.
longer comparable.
Hey, yo,
Not after this year.
hold up. And when y'all hanging out, get you a steak, lobster, and a nice Pepsi.
How much money you think
and
they
check
have,
it
Shady?
out. Oh, they giving $200 super chats. They got some money. And check it out. It's gonna blow your mind.
It used to. Because of this season, now Trev's turned it up.
Oh, okay.
Dang, I trying to call us poor. I'm joking.
Yeah, the season he's having this year
Ooh.
is far better than any that we've ever seen out of Gardner Minshew.
Don't go back to what we know you to be. It's happening a lot. It's happening a
his
lot
second
lately.
year also was
His
like,
second year was special.
His second year was really solid.
Bro,
yeah.
not for the stats, and then
We don't get Dalton involved. I feel like there's certain games where Dalton is a top 2 target for certain games. But I mean, again, I don't trust the offense. So I mean, I think we could be getting Jalen Noel better involved. I think we could be getting. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Jalen Noel get put in the backfield. You know what I mean? He's faster than all our running backs. You know, we ain't got no speed back there. You know, just run some better stuff to get everybody involved. You know, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't trust our offense.
what he also did.
Yeah,
Like
Gardner
second
Minshew's
year-
never thrown for more than 3,500 yards. Like it's
real close though.
Trevor Lawrence is working on his
It also,
third 4,000
Shady,
yard passing
with
season.
Trev, it looks different. Like this year, Trev has done some things. It's like, God,
You know
dog.
what? I'm gonna save this date. What's today? 'Cause this is what y'all do. It's December 21st.
No
Okay,
one's saying
bet.
he's winning the Super Bowl.
No.
Shady.
We're not doing that. So y'all loving him, right? I can't wait. Cause when he shows up, cause that's what he does, I'm just gonna look at y'all. I'm gonna say, yo, on December 21st, hype up Bear and you was just hyping this dude up.
LaShawn player hater McCoy, man.
Well, how am I hating him?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, he would tear down the ball. The player haters ball, he be going crazy out there. man.
How do I hate? I keep
He
it
win
real
all
though.
the awards.
It's
Cause
a
I
little
don't-
bit. It's a little
he
bit of
clean
hate,
house.
bro.
What's
It's a-
hate? What's hate?
It's a little bit of hate.
Why do I hate on him, though?
Like, because you're plotting on his downfall. You literally are. You say, oh, whenever he starts assing it up, like I know he will. Let's
Bro,
not give him credit because he's having the
don't-
best stretch of his career. Whenever he starts,
I think yeah, like Shady's kind of projecting that Trevor Lawrence is going to do bad again because he thinks Trevor Lawrence is bad. I think again for the performance that he just had against the Broncos is a very commendable performance. We can talk about the other 3 games in the last 4. You know, some good games by him, but this one is more significant considering how highly perceived that this defense was, and he made them look very, very regular. And again, shout out to Liam Cohen, whoever calls the plays. Shout out to them as well because they did their thing. But yeah, I mean, it's to be determined if Trevor Lawrence has arrived and Trevor Lawrence is going to continue to do good or not. You know, I don't think. Yeah, Shady definitely is like he's going to do bad. He is bad. You know.
assing it up. Whenever his
Bro.
down is back, I'm gonna be right there to jump on it. Like, come on, bro.
Fan bear. I'm not a fan. I keep it honest.
That's fair.
I don't know him like that. I don't know
Okay,
this
that's
dude.
cool.
So what I'm saying is, it's the same thing when a dude is super nice.
Yeah.
And he has a bad moment. He's playing bad, like
Of course.
CeeDee Lamb. You know what I said about CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
That don't matter. You know why? Because he's gonna be back to elite. Because he's an elite receiver.
Yeah.
Ain't no hate. I'll keep it real. I don't even know this dude.
I mean, I hear you. I
you
think
can't be
he's-
bad, right? And then get good, and then you gonna stay there. Now it could happen, but 9 out of 10, it don't.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I do need to see repeated success from the Jags. I need to see them dice up the tech. Well, I ain't gonna say that because the Texans is in their division, so they're gonna play them. They're gonna play them better than the Broncos will. But I need to see them do this more moving forward. You know, and it is the playoffs is heavily about matchups because this is crazy, bro. Playoffs is heavy when it comes to matchups. But yeah, I'm giving them credit for the day, but there's validity on what Shady said to that extent. Yeah, we do need to see some repeated success, but at the same time, he is saying that he believes that they're not gonna have repeated success.
happen like that. And when
Yeah,
dude's real good and he does bad, 9 times out of 10, he goes back to being good. You know why? That's what good players do.
I think you can have a bad situation and then be put in a better one, and then you start performing a whole lot better. I think that's what it is. I really do.
Broncos focus on shutting down the tight ends more than anything. You know what's so funny? Because they'll bracket the tight end, or they'll have. It's been a while since I've watched the film. I would love to watch it again. It's just, it's all time consuming though. But they'll have, what's his name, Jahdae Barron. He pretty much plays linebacker. He's a corner who plays linebacker because they run a lot of dime sets, I guess. And so he gets matched up with the tight end, or he'll bracket the tight end. And today they had him. Obviously, again, he's playing linebacker, so he gets matched up on ETN. So the athleticism advantage goes away because he's going to be more athletic than the tight end. He got matched up on ETN. ETN motion in the backfield. ETN flares out, breaks the tackle, scores a touchdown. Breaks his tackle and scores a touchdown. So it was kind of interesting how they were playing. Again, like the Jags game plan versus the Broncos. I wouldn't mind seeing. I need to actually watch that. I think that'd be a good video, breaking that down. He played linebacker. He don't really play linebacker, but they put him at linebacker. Like where the linebacker lines up, he lines up there pretty often. It's not like I've seen it a fair amount of times.
You know more than
Strange underrated. Strange cool.
Care Bear and Nacho, can y'all think of any examples that counter Shady's point? A guy that was seemingly not good, got good.
He has a role like Nick Emmanwori. Yeah, there's a bunch of safeties who play that role, but he's a corner, and he's not a big corner. He's normal size corner, and he's out there. They got him out there playing that. But again, it's for coverage purposes. It's not. I don't think it's because he plays the run very well or anything. But I think the Jags might have exposed it a little bit. They might have exposed what the Broncos do defensively.
Good and stayed good.
The difference is this: Trevor Lawrence isn't not good.
He's average.
He's never not been bad.
He's been not good for a number
He's
one.
not Sam Darnold.
You feel like that? Exactly. That's why we're having slightly different
But
conversations.
he's average though.
He's been average.
And same thing with Metellus. Metellus is a safety. What Jahdae Barron is doing, there's no corner in the NFL, at least that I've seen. I haven't seen a single corner do what he's doing. But again, that's just how the Broncos are using him. No. I mean, I guess you could say some slot corners, I guess, but typically how they use him is like how they'll use safeties, and it's not normal because he looks like a regular corner.
So I'll say this.
I would say Drew Brees. Drew Brees.
Well, he was hurting all that with shoulder.
But even healthy, Drew Brees, San Diego,
that makes
was an
sense.
average Q.
Yeah.
Drew Brees goes to New Orleans with Sean Payton, one of the greatest offensive minds in the history of the game. How can you not?
Nah.
Shady, Drew Brees was average.
I don't remember Drew Brees being average with San Diego.
No, it took him time to get. It took
5 years.
It took him time. Okay.
Trevor Lawrence, 5 years.
He was in a.
Ooh, that's a good point.
He was in a.
Am I cooking or not?
Time out.
It's another one.
Let's look at Drew Brees' numbers. I don't remember him being average with them though. And he had 13-time Pro Bowl. Drew Brees. Yeah, these some mid stats. Yeah. He had his first 4,000 pass yard season when he went to the Saints. Sometimes a change of scenery helps. Oh my gosh, he threw for 4,000 yards from 2006, 10, 11 for 11 years straight. He threw for 4,000 yards, and he threw for 5,000 yards 4 times. 5 times. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 5,000 yards 5 times. Hey man, Drew Brees was different, but yeah, his first few years with the Chargers, you could definitely say he was pretty mid. This was decent. This was decent. It's 2004. 3,500, 24-15. Dang.
Now to Indianapolis.
He was in a super crazy run first offense with the Chargers. Okay? And then he slowly got better.
Shady, I was cooking, bro. Don't try to pour water on my
That's a
fire.
great point.
Yeah.
Yo, they rushed his ass out because they want to Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
So he was a turnover machine. Drew Brees? I remember that. Are you talking about with San Diego or with New Orleans? Oh, you do got a bunch of double digit. And oh my gosh, yeah, he do got a bunch of double digit interception seasons. Now, the ratio on some of these is fine. The ratio on some of these, like, yeah, it's double digit, but the ratio on some of these is fine. 34-11, that's fine. 46-14, that's fine. 43-19, 19 picks is bad, but the ratio is fine. 39-12 is fine. 33-17 is okay. 32-11 is fine. 37-15 is fine. You know, the ratio on majority of these is okay. That is a lot of picks, though.
All right. He goes to a passing offense with no great wide receivers.
Trevor Lawrence.
His best wide receivers ever had was Marcus Costa.
Brian Thomas III.
Trevor will never look like Drew Brees.
Don't say that, Shady. Don't say that. Don't say.
You will fire me today.
We don't know.
Trevor Lawrence will never in his life look like. Are you? Yo, Drew Brees is so great. First of all, he's short.
But here it is though. If you look at Drew Brees' first 5 years, you would not have projected him to be what he was after that. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. I'm not projecting Trevor Lawrence to be Drew Brees, but we wouldn't have projected Drew Brees to be Drew Brees based off of his first 5 years.
Than I am. Nobody can see him. All right.
One of my friends was trying to make a case that Sutton is elite. I think Courtland Sutton. We was having this conversation earlier. I think Courtland Sutton. He's elite talent. I think putting in one of those great offensive systems, we could easily entertain him being an elite receiver if he was in one of those systems. But you know, elite talent. Yeah, I could agree with that. But now I wouldn't stamp him to be elite. But you know, it's a lot of guys in the league who have the talent to be elite. They got the potential to be elite, but I think you know, they don't have the statistics or accolades to stamp them as that. Tell him he's a wide receiver too. Now he legit wide receiver 1 for sure for me.
Number 2, it's a lot of great players I watch play. He's the only quarterback I ever watched. Like, damn, he is super crazy accurate. His wide receivers weren't getting open like that. He's putting the ball only there. Yo, don't you ever disrespect Drew Brees like that.
I didn't disrespect him.
You said Trevor Lawrence can ever even be
I said a
as
player
close.
whose first 4 or 5 years was mid. Drew Brees,
Bro.
mid as hell. 3,200 yards. Forget the stats. He was just mid. Y'all go back and watch the tape. We don't do stats on this show. He was mid.
Through 3 seasons, you would have never said Drew Brees was an elite quarterback.
Ever. And then he gets with a phenomenal offensive mind and he turns up.
Yeah.
That's just an example.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know, it's so funny because that contradicts everything that not even contradicts, but yeah, it contradicts everything that Shady was saying. Like, I seen you bad then you bad. Then it's a you know, like how he was talking about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Drew Brees switched it around. That's crazy. Change the scenery. Sometimes situation is huge. It can make or break your career, literally.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to
Okay,
be.
so look at
the chat said this.
Because you
Setting a Walmart, Nico. Interesting.
love to talk about Sam Darnold. I love that.
But Sam Darnold was bad. Like, bad.
He was bad.
I watched you tell me how great the dude was. Oh, he's so good now.
No, I'm saying Sam Darnold used to be bad. Trevor Lawrence has never been as bad as Sam Darnold.
Geno Smith was terrible, should be out of the league, yada, yada, yada. He ends up starting in a good situation, and it helped.
And Trevor was never as bad as Geno.
George Pickens wasn't in any top 10 conversations at the wide receiver position
That don't
before
count.
this year.
The
How does that not count? You're talking about football players, or are you just talking quarterbacks?
We're talking about quarterbacks.
All right.
You good?
I mean, sure.
You got it. You
All
got
right.
it. Just give me my Breeze. I don't care about nobody else. Give me mine. Let me get mine.
That's a crazy one, but I'll give you that one. Anybody else?
Sam Darnold playing at a way higher
Anybody
level
else?
than he used to.
Anybody
No,
else?
you could argue Peyton, but
That's what I was thinking.
Peyton Manning,
That's what I
he had a
said.
rough start.
He was a rookie.
No, Peyton.
What the? I'm out.
Oh, Peyton's second year.
I'm
Did he
done,
go
yo.
13-3?
I can't even talk to y'all about this shit, man.
Let me get my.
If they're gonna come at
Peyton
2-5,
also had the generational prospect tag.
if they'll come at 2-5, I need
By
y'all to be
year
on y'all
3,
game.
But he
Figured it
also
out.
had crazy receivers too.
Man, he's crazy.
Actually, nah, I'm
He's
not gonna lie.
crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Year 4, he
Yeah.
threw 26 touchdowns, 23 picks.
What are we talking about?
That's crazy.
You-
Ooh, hold on. Nah. Now Peyton wasn't. He threw a lot of picks too, but nah, he for sure was better than Trevor. He threw a lot of picks. Oh my gosh.
Is that what you had that in your deck like it was an ace?
No, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was a joker, but yeah. But hold on. Yeah.
Crazy until year 7.
Yeah.
He was a second place MVP finisher year 2.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence. So then that's had
Trevor
that
Lawrence
breakout
did have a
year,
crazy
second
good year,
year, and
though.
then, but
Trevor Lawrence with 25 touchdowns, 8 picks in second year. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't a bad
What
quarterback.
did Peyton do that
right
second
now-
year?
Also, he had. Let's
talking
be
about
honest.
Trevor Lawrence and
What
Peyton
number
Manning.
one pick had a worse first year, organizationally, than a Trevor Lawrence did?
Nobody.
His head coach lasted 11 games and embarrassed the entire organization.
Yeah, his head
Like,
coach
yeah,
wanna
it
be
was
there.
Urban Meyer made a complete mockery.
I mean, yeah, that's the point that I made earlier. Again, Trevor's been in a bad situation. That matters.
Of that. Like,
Hey, yo, let me
They
real,
saying
real,
Steve Young in the chat.
real quick.
Yeah, he never had an
Stevie Young?
opportunity though.
Yeah, they just threw him in there.
Yeah, Steve
Joe's
Young never had
done
an
all-
opportunity.
But real quick, like we only, I hate we only talk about the perspective of the quarterback when he's the number one overall. When you're number one overall, you got to make it work with him.
Yeah.
How you telling me the coach was just like, damn, this dude's super nice as number one overall? Think about it though, real quick. It's so, and I don't want to name all these quarterbacks. I like some of them I do actually know, and I like. Let's think about all the number one picks, quarterbacks, and everybody keeps saying they need more help. They need this. They need that. What you think the coach is saying though? Because he like, I got a shitty ass quarterback. He's just number one overall. It happens the same way too. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like George Pickens. To answer your question, Bear. When we had George Pickens, when me and Ocho interviewed him, I said, "Yo, man, they say you're supposed to be so nice, but we don't. The world can't see it. Why we can't see it?"
Yeah.
And he smiled at me. You know why?
why?
Because his quarterback was the reason why he couldn't show it. He go to the Cowboys with a good regular season quarterback, and now he's looked at as one of the top, guys in the free agency.
He had to say regular season quarterback.
So different positions matter.
Can you say, okay,
Did you have
well,
to throw the
hold
good
on.
regular season quarterback?
Can I
I
even-
caught that. That was.
Can I even mention like this year? Look at how bad Joe Flacco was with the Browns versus whenever he went to the Bengals. He's put up 400 yards. Like he looked like he should be out of the league.
And you know what? And that's partially why I don't even want to entertain that Shedeur Sanders conversation that they're about to have at the end. If Joe Flacco can go to a different team and throw for 400 yards, and that offensive system is not great. They need to is either move on from Stefanski or hire a competent OC.
Living on a ranch right now, raising.
Good OC, I'll say that, because I think Stefanski is competent. I think he's competitive, but he's not good.
Hey,
dogs.
Chat wants to talk about the fight.
Yeah.
So
It's time we get
gotta
to it,
talk
man.
about the
It's
fight.
time we get to it. Look,
Okay, all right, we're gonna cap this off, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
DK Metcalf. The
DK
fan
in the
The focus
done the same.
What if I
thing
want to do
in
it
this
myself
situation.
though?
Okay, cool. You're gonna.
Sure, bro.
that you would have.
For Shedeur is the one that has to be playing great because he has the least invested in him, and he just
This is the last topic. If it's the last topic, then I'm gonna do the Tyler Shuck video. We're gonna do this Tyler Shuck video. Surprised they didn't yap about the Chiefs. They talked about Chiefs sparingly,
So back-to-back weeks in the
very sparingly. Like they threw their little Chiefs gems in there, shots in there, I guess, lines. All right, so we have the NFL's best rookie quarterback is an afterthought, and the thumbnail of this video is of Tyler Shuck. Let's see what they're talking about. Shout out to Football Digest.
So back-to-back weeks in the NFC South specifically, Carolina and Tampa sit atop the standings. And over the course of these couple of weeks, both had what many would consider gimme games to boost their potential playoff hopes. But ladies and gentlemen, meet Tyler Shuck.
One-on-one with J.C. Horn up top. On third down, Shuck goes that way. Oh, touchdown!
Now, we give Olave his credit. He did just cook J.C. Horn. But the ball placement where it needed to be.
Now rewind it real quick. We've got a 3rd and 6 and 7 bodies up front in a sim pressure look for Carolina. Your job as a quarterback is to read those extra bodies, including the safety down at the bottom of the screen, to decipher the coverage. One of two options come to mind. Are they dropping into a zone, or is it a full house send? Half a second off the snap, it looks like it's going to be the latter here. Now, while he's in the midst of deciphering the scheme, he knows this entire time that Chris Olave is on a low post route solo side of the formation. You now know the call is cover 0, and that one high safety is going to be crashing to his assignment on the trip side. Locate the void and strike when he's on the break. Now, some of you are probably thinking, sure, great timing, solid anticipation on the throw, but more or less, it's really just a simple pitch and catch that we broke down here. And I wouldn't even disagree with that.
What are you talking about,
But
the quarterback or the receiver?
Yeah, that's at the top of the priority list. That one throw capped off a 7-play, 83-yard touchdown drive late in the 4th quarter, going up against a division rival, in practically what felt like a gotta-have-it game from the opposite side of the equation.
I'm slow. You said who that, like Saints fan. I'm slow. Slow moment.
And oh yeah, not to mention the next time he got his hands on the football, he pretty much coasted through operating a 1-minute drill and teed up his team for a 2nd straight unprecedented division victory. Now, I'm not here to make predictions, definitive statements. I'm simply here to tell you what we know right now. Tyler Shough currently has a borderline top 10 completion percentage in football. He has the most wins of any rookie quarterback. His 3rd down dropback conversion rate doesn't even seem feasible given this team's current situation.
Jeez.
But above all else, is it too early to say he's the guy?
Got a 1st and 10 at the 13. Shough. Oh, here they come up the middle. He got away from one. He got away from there. Here he goes.
No way.
Touchdown! His 2nd touchdown run today. Shough from 13.
Pocket awareness and protection of the football. 2 of the top traits in his game that you could argue go hand in hand as to why he's Kellen Moore's starting quarterback now. Another quick rep from Sunday for an example. Carolina seems as if they're in another quarters type shell defensively, and New Orleans breaks the huddle in a 2-by-1 split back set. Shough motions Taysom Hill out, and really no budge that you see at least from that shell. But do any of you remember about a minute prior in this video, I very briefly showcased him picking up and converting against a quarters poach style of a scheme? Well, flip back to the...
I wouldn't say he was a better pick than Shedeur. I think these head coaches like their quarterbacks. These offensive coordinators like their quarterbacks. So they can feel that this guy fits my system better. I think again, I think Shedeur in a different. I think if you put Tyler Shough in Cleveland, we having Dylan Gabriel type conversations. But again, I think you put Dylan Gabriel, you put Shedeur anywhere else, just about anywhere else. There's only probably 2 other teams who have worse play calling, but you put them almost anywhere else. You know, these guys play a lot better. And Kellen Moore offense is not bad. The only thing I don't really care for is how bad his production has been with the running backs this year. That's the only thing I don't like. But passing wise, it hasn't really been a terrible offense. It ain't been great, but it ain't been terrible. As a start now, QB, he's better. To each his own. To each his own. Like the point that they just made earlier, Speakeasy made earlier. We see Flacco couldn't do nothing with the Browns, and he goes to the Bengals and he's throwing for 400 yards. And they letting him just sling it. They letting him let it go. You know, to each his own though. You know, I think there may be some validity in that. Even on the Jets is one of the situations that no, the Jets, Titans, Raiders, no. But Shedeur needs a coach that believes in him. That and just a good offensive system.
Him picking up and converting against a quarters poach style of a scheme.
Let me run this back a little bit.
See at least from that shell. But do any of you remember about a minute prior in this video, I very briefly showcased him picking up and converting against a quarters poach style of a scheme? Well, flip back to the present, and that is the exact same case scenario that we're dealing with here. Now, the poach safety specifically, he's going to be acting as a lurker for any crossing routes coming in his direction from the trip side. If you're potentially wondering why from the bigger picture, there's really no reason for him to stay on his split of the field given the receiver distribution. So basically, it's cover 4 to the strength of the formation, said poacher, and what essentially turns into man-to-man coverage for routes on the backside. Now look at the play design and
What the heck? How is this cover 4? All of them have deep responsibilities? Is he going vertical? He going vertical? He going vertical? And he going vertical? Like I'm a little lost on this here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
pay attention to his progressions and presence in the pocket. Pump and fake the screen on 1, scan 2, and scan 3 over the ball. Now, any rookie quarterback could easily panic with pressure arm's length away in about 2 or 3 seconds and try to rip this ball into the slant immediately. But he also knows if he bails out back, he's got one of 2 options. Olave one-on-one on the comeback, or Greengrass in front of him given both the route combination and the coverage. Now, ironically enough, he didn't even throw the football on this play, but the point that we're trying to get across still stands here. Kellen Moore doesn't just know this guy's strengths. He's catering this offense entirely into them. But before we get into that, we got to give a shout out to today's sponsor, an Arena Club. Now, if any of y'all have been in the trading card game, I know that you know the grind of it. The box buying. Great club for sponsoring this video. Now, let's make one thing very clear here. It doesn't matter how slick, quick.
Poach is middle of the field. It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We're gonna appreciate what he's saying about Tyler Shough. Told you Kellen Moore is a great head coach. Great to be determined, but I don't think he's competent. You know, again, I like seeing how like the production that they were getting out of Shaheed, and then Shaheed goes to the Seahawks, and the production that they get out of him. That definitely gives me a bit more respect for him. And again, even with Rattler, I never really was criticizing maybe I was, I don't know. I don't remember criticizing their play calling to that extent. I think I would criticize the quarterback more. I think I said more like Rattler was playing okay, but I think the play calling could be better and the quarterback play could be a bit better. But yeah, again, I don't think it's been terrible this year for sure. Like we know who the worst offenses are in the NFL, and I don't think the Saints have been the worst at all this year.
Nimble in the pocket you may be, a lack of consistent pass protection will ultimately take its toll on any given quarterback. But don't get me wrong with making that statement either. Bright spots are there, and they're obviously headlined by the rookie addition in Calvin Banks on the outside. By no means are they a bottom-of-the-barrel team in this regard, but they're still on the wrong side of the charts in terms of quarterback pressures and sack counts. And more times than not, it's with only 4 bodies getting sent at the backfield. So, if you're overpowered in the trenches, and of course because of that being flooded in the secondary, how do you give a guy with 7 games under his belt the advantage?
Seeming to be in flow state a little bit, throwing the football.
Seeing the picture down the middle, he's got Olave this time, and Shough with time again. He'll sling it far side. He's got Olave again.
Really good to have him making plays on this drive in the 4th quarter.
Shough again, Olave again. Inside the 20. Make it, take it for Olave right now.
Now, if you're keeping track at home, that adds up to 51 yards in 3 straight plays and under 30 total seconds of game clock. New Orleans operates this season at the 2nd highest pace of offensive tempo in all of football, which, when you're consistently on the fly up to the line, like they've been ever since his takeover as QB1, not only are you forcing your opponent to stay in the exact same personnel grouping and essentially killing their substitution options, but you also force repetitiveness and, for lack of a better term, vanilla looks in defensive play calling. Hindsight shows you that all 3 of those completions we just watched were to Chris Olave. But funny enough, they were all also against the exact same cover 3 concept from Carolina. Double hitches on both sides of the formation, and it's paired with a basic slant over the middle of the field. I mean, you could argue that every play design you just watched follows the exact same principles here. Occupies specific portions of the field, and like we teased earlier, let your quarterback use his vision to create those gaps in coverage.
The only team that runs more tempo than the Saints is Washington.
And it's another way to make a young quarterback feel comfortable. Tyler Shough is coming from many systems where he ran up-tempo, no-huddle offenses.
And these routes specifically, they are the key to how a quarterback with his skill set thrives in this offense. Now, just for reference again, it's 3rd and 10, and there's plenty of time left on the play clock here. And because of that, with the Bucs being in a panic mode on the fly, they go with the basic quarters call defensively. And if I had to guess, the tag on the coverage looks more so like palms than anything. Basically, it still plays like quarters, but the responsibilities of the boundary corners are a tad different than usual. Typically, you would just end up seeing him take the number 1 receiver if he does end up releasing vertical, but instead, his hyper-focus is going to be on the number 2 receiver that's releasing out of this bunch for New Orleans. Now, if you look about half a second post-snap, you'll see that the number 2 ends up being Chris Olave. That boundary corner's responsibilities are to both be alert for a potential deep ball down the field, and as said, stay lurking to that lower outside, ready to jump a route in that direction. If you rewind back to pre-snap, I'm willing to bet that Shough, Olave, and Kellen Moore were all on the same page here. A flat, corner, and what you could probably assume is a choice for him. He works upfield, locates the gap in coverage, and Shough anticipated it perfectly.
He's on the outside, he's going to work his way up. Watch, he's trailing the other receiver, and then he stops at the numbers. Instead of running out to the sideline, it's a specific play where you want to stop at the numbers because that's right in the middle of the zone.
That's timing right there,
Now,
man.
a basic 12-yard completion, I mean, 95% of people see it in the stats and think absolutely nothing of it. But it's all situational. And you cannot mistake how crucial of a conversion that is to keep a 4th quarter drive alive. Now we're in the exact same possession just 3 minutes later. You've got a 3rd and 8, another quarter's coverage dialed up from the secondary, and yet again a 3-by-1 formation attacking it. Now it seems as if off the motion that Kellen Moore called for a fade with a drag that's split by a Chris Olave choice route out of the slot yet again. And given the inside leverage of the closest defender to him, he's ultimately going to choose to break this out to the sideline. Now I want you to watch Shough's progression off the snap. You can see that he likely reads Olave initially, but the pocket ends up collapsing too quick before the route actually fully stems and breaks outside. So rather than panicking and throwing up a prayer, he resets, rotates back to his front side, and that's not just knowing where your check down is, but that is high IQ and protecting the football. 2 plays that seem unbelievably simple.
I like that.
But those 2 plays turned either a punt or a field goal into 6 on the very next snap of the football.
Kevin, how he got away from that? I know you said 13, but it was really like 50 because he dropped all the way back to like the 25, 30-yard line.
Now, believe me, I'm not here
You know, I wouldn't even be too, like, I'm really not even too surprised. Would you say he's the franchise guy? I mean, at the moment, by default, like, he got to be. He drafted him in the 2nd round, started him over Spencer Rattler. He got to be, you know. But I'm not even surprised that he can do things like that, considering, again, he is an older quarterback, you know, like, at this point in the NFL, I don't really think age matters. Like, you know, unless you're 30 coming out drafted 30, something like that, that's different. But, you know, that is some of the stuff that he's doing is veteran-esque, you know, like it's very mature for a rookie quarterback, which definitely is commendable. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Kellen Moore is coaching some of this stuff, and again, some of it looks instinctual. So I think it goes both ways, but I mean, it based off of this video, it does look like it's a good fit, you know. Like we said earlier, what's up, Shay? Like Bob said earlier, he said his team. He said, "I'm a realist. Our offense is big. I don't think the offense is crazy nice, but again, you got a rookie quarterback, so it's, you know, and a first time head coach. It's his first time being a head coach, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you know, there's a lot of adjusting here and a lot of moving parts, but they still putting his offense together. But it does look like it's a good fit.
trying to convince you guys that we're looking at the perfect rookie quarterback here.
What's up, Harris? How you doing, brother?
There's plenty of examples in his play where he's seen eerily similar looks to ones that we've already broke down in this video, and he's mistakenly put the ball in harm's way, like every rookie quarterback you've ever watched in your life. Same exact case in point can be made
my
from the lens of
gosh.
some of those choice routes. a cover 3 buzz call that includes a frontline drop for Tampa.
Now, was that pick that game? Yeah, the game was prior to the play where he did against the Panthers. The Panthers game was more recent, if I'm not mistaken, than the Dolphins game. So that's good to see. You know, you make mistakes and you don't make them again. That's very good to see. He bailed on the route, took the check down the next time, which is pretty dope too. Because again, the check down is a whole other side of the field. So he went through his reads, boom, nope, and he got it out quick too, which is pretty nice.
And ironically enough, a dropout route for Olave at the top of your screen. Now, Shough on his drop reads the safety in a frontside rotation and, likely as he should, rips this ball down the sideline. But it's just a simple miscue between the two. And that is ultimately where you're seeing the biggest difference.
I was curious what happened on this play. I seen this. Can't complain, bro. Can't complain. You know, got a lot of work to do, but all good. Hope you've been good, bro.
Dropout route for Olave at the top of your screen.
Oh, so this was an option route. Okay.
Now, Shough on his drop reads the safety in a frontside rotation and, likely as he should, rips this ball down the sideline. But it's just a simple miscue between the two. And that is ultimately where you're seeing the biggest difference.
Okay, that makes
the growing
sense.
Chemistry and cohesion between him and the wide receiver core is why he looks like a top year 1 quarterback in the sport right now. Ever since Shaheed got sent out the door, you don't necessarily see those deep shots incorporated very often in this offense. But if he does read your rotation and knows there's no help over the top, he's proven he can put that velocity on the football if it's needed.
Pressure coming. Shough has a moment, goes deep down the sideline, and the catch is made, and taking it in is Chris Olave.
Olave getting Shaheed deep shots now. And that's crazy though. I do think if they had the cap to pay Shaheed, I'm pretty sure they would have paid him. But I think that's the only reason why they got rid of him.
For a Saints touchdown, he left the defender and smoked J.C. Horn, one of the best in the league.
And that quick, decisive, but also at times patient processing. You could argue it's looked just as effective when he's under pressure so far this season as well. The big question though, is he the future in New Orleans? Time's only going to tell. But that's also where I want to hear what you guys have to say.
That was tough.
So let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I'll see you in the next one.
So at the moment, based off of winning record, Shough is the best quarterback in the NFL. I said best rookie, excuse me, based off of record. I wouldn't mind seeing, again, these other guys in better offensive situations. I think Jackson Dart is in a bad offensive situation. I think Cam Ward is in a bad offensive situation. And I think Shedeur Sanders is in a bad offensive situation. And this is not me discrediting Tyler Shough at all. Some of these things that we seeing on here look pretty good. But I wouldn't mind seeing those guys in different situations or, with better play calling. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section. The league is completely shucked. Interesting. JJ still counts as a rookie. Like when I speak about JJ being a rookie, I speak to his play. Now I don't really like. I count him. I give him rookie grace, but I don't technically count him as a rookie. But no, he doesn't. He doesn't technically count as a rookie. And in my honest opinion, he's better than Dart. I think Dart has a higher ceiling, but I could be wrong. Like maybe from an IQ standpoint, his processing is better than Dart's, but I could be wrong. I think the Giants' offense has not been, their play calling has not been good this year. Like all the other rookie starting quarterbacks, I don't think any of them are in good offensive situations. I think this is arguably the best offensive situation, arguably for any of the rookie quarterbacks. I think Kellen Moore has I think he has the most experience if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, or he's had the most success as a offensive play caller. But the Saints, I say the main thing that they are missing is a run game. If I'm them, I know everybody gonna want them, not everybody, but everybody who could use an upgraded running back is gonna want him. But if Jeremiah Love is there, man, you take him for sure. I got a lot of respect for Kamara. I don't understand how Kamara went from playing good last year to bad this year. That's either a him thing or that's a Kellen Moore thing. One or the two. But I do think Kamara has lost some explosiveness that I think he needs to, he got to get back in the lab and get that right. But yeah, I do think offensively, like the weapons are fine. The receiving weapons are pretty good. I think that they just need to get a real good running threat. Dart has to mature. Again, it's like I think Dart does what he has to do. In terms of running, when Brian Daboll was there, Brian Daboll was calling design runs for him. And I don't know if they still calling design runs for him, but like, what do we see Dart doing typically in a pocket? Moving around because he's getting pressure. The O-line is not great, or there's nobody open. So he has to get out and extend the play. At least that's what it looked like to me. It looked like he's constantly getting pressured, and there's nothing open downfield. So he has to get out and run or he got to make something happen. And, again, it's unfortunate. Kamara going for a second? Heck no. You talking about trade? Heck no. Nobody's paying that. Kamara's he's on the back end of his career. I don't think they're not finna trade Alvin Kamara at this point. Taysom Hill didn't look too bad at QB either. He did his thing today, but that's not a real QB solution. I'll say that. They can get so many firsts for Kamara. Oh nah, y'all wildin'. Nah, Kamara is definitely on the back end of his career. He's 30 years old. Free agency 2027. He's gonna be free agent in 2027. I'm assuming these are like some option years, or this is just money he's owed. In 2026 they got a dead cap hit, so yeah, they're not moving him next year. If he gonna come back next year, he need to get in good shape because they're not gonna move him. They're already so deep in negative cap. I don't see them moving him. But it wouldn't be of benefit to move Alvin Kamara. He might as well draft him, but he need to get in the lab this offseason and like revive. I can't say revive his career because again, he was productive last year. I think there's no coincidence that he had a bad season when they got a new OC. So I think that is what it is, but he gonna have to help himself out. Kamara gets a fourth at most. Maybe I don't even know about a fourth, if I'm being honest. A 30-year-old running back, I don't think you nothing crazy for him. Because running backs they're so easily replaceable at this point. If you don't have an elite running back right now, they're very easily replaceable. He's elite receiving back. Every team will want him. I'm not gonna lie, his burst was not there this year. He did not look explosive at all this year. But I think he probably still got some juice, but again, he gonna have to tone up, work on some of that speed. Kamara said he'd rather retire. Probably didn't get traded. He probably want to leave on his terms. He don't want to get traded. So which I I could understand. A fourth feels disrespectful. I mean, I think the reality of it, again, running backs they're super replaceable. I think it just is what it is. Kamara isn't washed. I don't think he washed, but that's just the NFL. It's all about what have you done for me lately? And if they look at his stats this year, nobody's gonna pay a second or a third rounder for him. You know what I mean? And it's not like Kamara has been like he's been a top 10 receiving back, within the past few years. I don't know if last year I would call him an elite receiving back personally. This is kind of got a little bit off topic. Let's see, let's look at his receiving numbers from last year. I know he was doing his thing for sure, but like when I think of an elite receiving back, I'm thinking of Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm thinking of Devon Achane, I'm thinking of Bijan Robinson, I'm thinking of Christian McCaffrey, and he's not playing on the level of any of those dudes at all, not a single one. So those in my eyes are elite receiving backs. This year he had 186 receiving yards. Last year he had 500 receiving yards. I mean that's good. That's really good. 68 catches. That's really good. 75 for 466. You know, for a running back, 75 catches is really good. But you know, this is you being a safety blanket. That's what this is. This is you being a dump off. 75 catches per 466 yards, averaging 6.2 yards per reception. You just safety blanket. And that's, you know, it's fair to say that they could do that with almost any other running back. You know, you just plug in somebody else and do the same thing. You know, but it is what it is. Time will tell. And again, I think explosiveness, and you know, again, I think will he retire a Saint? To be determined. I don't think they're going to move his contract next year, because they're one of the worst teams in terms of cap space. So I don't think they're gonna move his contract next year. I think he's gonna play it out. We'll see, or if they can trade him and not take dead cap, I don't know, but we'll see. But I don't think they're gonna move him, because I don't think it works like that. Can we hold the O-line accountable? That's fair, but I mean realistically, there are other running backs in the NFL that I think if you put on that team will outperform all the running backs that they have, even with the O-line. This is my opinion. I think Chase Brown is better right now. No, for sure. Chase Brown is for sure better. It's not a question at all. But time would definitely tell. I don't think that's saying a lot, honestly. I think it's just, you know, I think it is what it is, you know. If you're faster, you have an advantage at running back. Like, plain and simple. If you're a fast running back, you have the advantage over, you know, the guy who runs a 4.5 or 4.6. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that. The guy who runs a 4.6, if you run a 4.3, you got an advantage over the guy who runs a 4.6. They're gonna split the guy who runs a 4.6 could be a better running back, but they're gonna split his carries because you know what I mean. If you're not an established back already, if it's two young running backs, the 4.6 guy could be better, but they're gonna still get a guy who run a 4.3. But the thing is, every team in the NFL doesn't have a running back who run a 4.3. There's only a few, maybe a handful of teams who have a running back that has that type of speed. I think we're capping off here, fellas. Been at it for a very long time, so we're gonna call it. Appreciate y'all, man. Kamara and Kareem the same age, and Kareem peaked already. Oh, Kareem Hunt. Yeah. I'm gonna catch y'all boys sometime tomorrow. I don't got a specific time yet, but y'all be blessed. And yeah, for sure after the game tomorrow night. So yeah, y'all take care.